What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Executives View. I'm your host, Aaron Sirius Simmons, and this is the view from on top, man. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with the execs, and I do appreciate that. You guys know how I get down. If you see the show, share the show. We're all over the place, man. We on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Spotify, TikTok. We're doing big things in their places. And definitely want to take everybody along for the journey. I don't do this by myself. I got a slew of brothers that are sitting here and ready to chop it up, talk about everything around the world of sports. The homie Villains in the building. What's going on, my guy? How we doing, sir?
Villain, what's going on? Good to see everybody. What's happening?
Yo, man, it's good to see you. You know what I'm saying? You was out on a hiatus last week, man, watching UConn, man. Glad you back in the building. The homie Larry's in the building. What's going on, my guy? How we doing, sir?
Yo, what's the deal, fellas?
I'm good.
Hey,
I'm good.
man, it looked like you had fun at that game, man. Definitely did.
Yeah, the kids had a blast. Wife was having fun too. It was fun. It was good. Good times.
That's good, man.
Obviously, the Friday night game was a little bit less to be the desire, you know what I mean? But this is what it is. What up, Unc?
Unc is back in the building, man. I tell you what, it's good to get him here and not on our phones at 2 a.m, just randomly talking to himself. What up, Unc? How we doing, sir?
Yeah, I have a lot of good things to say at 3 o'clock in the morning. Y'all just don't. Y'all just.
Y'all ain't listening. Y'all ain't hearing me.
Like, I'm rolling over, man, scratching my eyeballs, man. But man, I can't wait to talk to you guys, man. It's been a minute since, you know what I'm saying, we had this collection of the building. Hopefully, Coach will pop in. If not, so be it, man. But we had a champion crown in NFL, man. The Seattle Seahawks avenged the demons and got rid of the New England Patriots. I wanted to talk about that a little bit, and then we can move on to some other things. Villain, we kind of talked about this game last week in your absence, but how does that kind of shake out, man? The Seattle Seahawks, New England Patriots, 29-13. How you feel?
I mean, it was a long 2 weeks from the championship games to the Super Bowl. I could care less about the matchup. I was not enthused and I wasn't happy about it. I kind of knew the outcome before it was. I hadn't watched any pregame. I hadn't watched any commentary, anything. I just wasn't interested because I knew Seattle was going to boat race them, and that's exactly what happened. Not to be disrespectful to Patriot fans, but I do know a lot of Patriot fans, and I do like seeing them in pain, because they are Red Sox fans too. But, I mean, Patriots weren't that good. Yeah. The Patriot fans weren't that good. And they played nobody. They were overrated. Drake May had a terrible playoff from start to finish. Had about 9 turnovers. His passer rating dipped like almost 30 points. He was not very good. And I know people will say, oh, he didn't have the offensive line and Tom Brady wouldn't play well with that offensive line. Yeah, I get it. But you know what? This guy was supposed to be propped up as your MVP, and this guy did not play good football. There's better days on the horizon for him. I believe that. I think he is going to be a good quarterback in this league. But what I saw was what I saw all year. This team is just average at best and they played the Jets twice. Sorry, but they played the Jets twice. I mean, let's keep it a buck. They played Miami twice. Okay. But Seattle was the best team in the NFL. It was hard to admit it, but as the season kind of wore on, you kind of saw it. And that defense was lights out. They were the best scoring defense in the league. They got after it. They forced turnovers. Sam Darnold threw the ball in harm's way, but the Patriots defense couldn't take advantage, and the Patriots defense did everything they could to keep this game close as they could.
They did.
But at the end of the day, Kenneth Walker got some long runs. Cooper Kupp slipped and got some open passes, and once Seattle started scoring touchdowns instead of field goals, it was over. So congratulations to Seattle winning their second Super Bowl. And, the Patriots will be – I don't know if they'll be back anytime soon. There's still some good teams in the AFC, but the game itself was boring. The commercials, boring. The only thing I kind of enjoyed was the halftime show, and I enjoyed it just so to see people upset about it. So
Yeah,
It makes
yeah,
me makes the villain happy to see people upset.
yeah. I mean, honestly, man, it's we got coach in the building. Honestly, you hit the nail on the head. To be honest with you, I mean, the New England Patriots for me, I don't want to say they were fraudulent or anything like that, but
I'll say
um,
it.
that's the thing. Like, you play who's in front of you, right?
Sure,
And
sure.
um, they may have had some fortunate breaks and bounces along the way, and things of that nature, but they got to the dance,
Mhm.
and all you need is a ticket to the dance, and eye-shaped ball, and anything can take place. So I tip my cap to Vrabel, very deserving of the Coach of the Year award. Drake Man, the second year, being in the MVP, category and MVP race, significant. But that's where it ended for me. You said that Seattle was the best team all year. It was a toss up between Seattle and LA Rams for me.
Sure. Yeah.
But they've had it from the moment jump. The way they were coached, the way their defense flew around, the way offense was, big play capable, but could slow the game down and beat you in a phone booth, if you will, with running back and Charbonnet and K9 and whatnot. And Sam Darnold did his thing. Sam Darnold did his thing. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't perfect. He wasn't otherworldly. He didn't set the league on fire. He wasn't in the MVP category. He just quietly managed the game, made the throws that they needed to make. And as my former head coach would say, he cut his eyelids off. He didn't blink. And there was some times, especially playing in that division, where you really had to make some ballsy plays and nut up, if you will, and get it done. And so I was encouraged by watching how he performed. I was encouraged by him getting the ring. And now here we sit, man. Let me throw this around the room real quick. CK, talk to me, my guy. I'm not sure if you were back. Not for you, good. Super Bowl. How that shake out for you, man?
Well, first, let me allow people who never really understood why we call Barry a hater and a villain. Allow me to introduce you to the villain, because that was just strictly hate, nothing but.
Hey,
You know,
hey, 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 hey.
this is the man that was the genesis of the Dave Chappelle skit, "The Player Haters." All right, because nothing he said really.
I spoke a little truth. I gave props where I gave props on.
A little
Okay,
bit, a little bit, a little bit, a little bit.
first of all, regular season has nothing to do with postseason.
Good,
And
because the postseason they played like boo boo.
okay, but they ain't got nothing to do with the regular season. Somebody can play like MVP in the regular season and then not play well in the postseason. One has nothing to do with the other. That's the first thing. Secondly, the New England Patriots took advantage of the opportunities that were given to them. I remember saying when the playoffs started that there were going to be more games lost by stupid coaching decisions than there were going to be games won. And in every single game the Patriots won, you can point to a coach making a dumb decision. Want to talk about the Texans? Why was CJ Stroud in the game after halftime? We want to talk about the Broncos? Why in the hell are you going forward on fourth down in the game when you know a blizzard is coming? You know what?
Yeah, I mean that crushed them that game. I gotta agree
that
with
they
you there.
made good coaching decisions up until they got to the Super Bowl. The Seattle Seahawks were the better team. They had the better defense, although the Patriots defense kept them in the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all the Patriots had to do was make some adjustments. That's all they had to do. Make some adjustments. I don't know. Maybe stop doing 5-step drops. Maybe because since your left side can't hold up, maybe roll the pocket. Maybe have some design runs for your quarterback who actually can run. Maybe do some of that. Maybe run the ball more than 13 times. I mean, I'm no professional. I've been watching football for 50 fucking years. Okay. Maybe make a couple of coaching adjustments. The Patriots did none of that. They tried to hide Drake May, and by trying to hide him, they exposed him. Which again goes back to they lost that game because of stupid coaching decisions, and they were playing a better. They were playing a better team. It wasn't like the Seattle Seahawks offense blew the doors off of them. They just did what they do. They said, okay, this is what we do, man. We're gonna run the ball. We're gonna run the ball some more. On third down and short, we're gonna make the right pass. We're gonna punt when we have to, and we're gonna trust our special teamers, and we're gonna kick the field goal, and we're gonna keep it pushing. And that's what it was. I'll be honest, it wasn't the most exciting game. I was switching back and forth between Hallmark Mystery, the Mistletoe Murder, and the game. I'm just saying. So yes, it was the most exciting game. I don't watch halftime shows. I've never watched a halftime show in any Super Bowl because I don't give a damn about whoever's performing. I don't care. Okay, it's not why I watch football to see a musical interlude. But I'm glad the Seahawks won. That's who I thought would win. That's who I thought should win. I just don't like the fact that all that's being talked about is the Patriots instead of the Seahawks. The next day, that four-letter network, which gets to set the narratives because it's the only game in town, they spent every hour since then talking about the Patriots. The Seahawks won the damn game, people. The Seattle Seahawks won the game. I don't care what the losing team did or didn't do. Let's talk about the team that won. And because you know I like to bring up old guys, because I'm old. Sam Darnold, Jim Plunkett, same guy. That's all I got.
I respect it. I respect it, man. Larry, talk to me, big guy, man. Your division rival was raining confetti and celebrating in your stadium, man. Talk to me.
I mean, I would rather they did it somewhere else, but I saw him. I saw him up close and personal, bro. I saw him up close and personal, and I'm a big fan of being battle tested, right? Because it shows. It shows when you are playing a opponent who is at your caliber, or you're playing inferior opponent. Remember, let me take that back. Barry, you and Chandler went on the show last week. Who called a double touchdown victory? Larry did. Because Seattle has been battle tested. People forget, and y'all gonna say Larry gonna make it about his Niners. Y'all forget up until that last game, the Niners could have had the number one seed. Seattle could have had the number one seed, and the Rams could have had the number one seed. Like that division was a gauntlet, bro.
Oh yeah,
and not just that division. I just thought the NFC was just a stronger conference this year. Like if you look at it, the Bears could have easily been in the Super Bowl. The Packers could have easily been in the Super Bowl. The Rams could have easily been in the Super Bowl. I don't think my Niners was at that level. I mean, hell, we could have seen Eagles easily turn on that playoff juice and get back to the Super Bowl. Like
look at the teams that didn't make it, right, Larry?
Yeah,
like
there was a lot of good. Yeah, hell, I would go out there. The Cowboys was a really good team that didn't make the playoffs. Like, their defense was atrocious, but their offense will make you, be on your P's and Q's. So I just feel like the NFC they can score points. I just thought that the NFC was the stronger conference. But then, like I said, defense win championships. You know what else win championships? Running the ball. And the Seahawks, if you look at them all year, they've never abandoned the run. Never.
Well, I mean, it also helps when you're playing either tied or with the league or a one-score game, and Seattle's been them all year.
Yeah, but they've never abandoned the run. If you look at the game before, I actually thought that was the championship game. The game before against the Rams, that game, oh my God,
but even that game was a one-score game.
Right there.
Yeah, and Sam Darnold had a good game up until the fourth quarter.
But they, like I said, they still never abandoned the run. Sam Darnold, you make your plays you need to make. You don't. I'm gonna say you don't make the boneheaded plays that you normally would make. We limit them, right? So going into the game, I kind of knew they were gonna win. They were gonna blow them out. Hey, what's up with these bettors, dude? That was a bullshit holding call, bro. Like that. The over under was what 43, bro.
It's 43 and a half. Yeah,
43 and a half. Like NFL, if y'all don't say to yourselves, like, hey, are we fixing these games or what? That was, and then it was behind the run at that. Hey, clearly no impact on the game. That was a play that normally happens all the time. It was a hole, but it really wasn't a hole. Normally they don't call that. I'm like, what are y'all doing right now? Like, luckily we can't bet in Texas, but I was like, come on now, really? That could have easily been a bigger blowout than what it was. But hey, you know what? At the end of the day, you got to pay who you play. I'll give my hats off to the Patriots, because they only can play who's in front of them. They
Hmm.
did get some breaks, as people say. They had to play against the Broncos without their backup. I mean, with their backup,
They played
CJ, I
with
don't know where his brain was at.
the
They played against the
CJ. That's a
Chargers with
good
no
CJ.
line. So you play who you play, and sometimes those breaks work out for you, and sometimes those breaks don't work out for you. So I feel like it's one of those moments where Drake may anybody on that Patriots, because they have a really young team. This was a growing up moment. The only person that probably is pouting in this corner right now is Stephon Diggs. That's the only person that's probably
Hmm.
pouting in this corner. But it
His
was a
wife
grow up
got
moment.
more yards than he did in the Super Bowl. All she did was stand
Hey,
stationary.
hey,
Peace.
I don't care about that, but it is what it is. And you know what? I'm gonna go there. The two things that I'm gonna say that grinded my gears about the Super Bowl was the fact that, like I said, people are like, and I mentioned in the chat before, people are like, oh, Sam Darnold, it took him 5 stops to get right, and this and this. Chandler, you said it before. It matters when you develop quarterbacks. It matters when you actually teach your quarterback. It matters. And like I said, Sam Darnold has said it out of his own mouth. He did not know how to prepare and how to be a quarterback until he got on the Niners. He said, let's say it out of his own mouth. He said Brock showed him how he was breaking down game film wrong, right? So don't give the credit to Seattle when you're saying, "Oh, this is when he became a quarterback." No, he became a quarterback in San Fran. Yeah, he had a bad game in Minnesota, but he had an awesome season in Minnesota. I mean, yeah, Minnesota. He had an awesome season. So he had one bad game, but he was a better quarterback going into that setting with Minnesota. So that was one of the things that kind of grinded my gears. And hey, you know what? End of the day, the NFL, they're trying to go global. You know who you get to be your halftime star? The number one global artist. Every team, these idiots out here, every team plays a game not in the United States next season.
Mhm.
The NFL has slowly been. They started with like 1 or 2 games, 4 or 5 games, five
Mhm.
games. Every team plays a global game next year. So you know how you grow the game. You bring in the number one, not United States star, not North American star. You bring in the number one global star for the people that be like, oh, what is the Super Bowl? But Bad Bunny's gonna be there. I like Bad Bunny. I think I'll take a look. Oh yeah, this is pretty interesting. This is how you bring in more fans. And for all these idiots that got a problem with it, hey, turn the damn TV off and go watch something else.
They did.
They did.
They
All,
watched
all
the
5
bad lip
million of
sync
them.
of Kid
Yeah.
Rock.
Yeah, they don't even want to look at those numbers. It's like 130, 40
Yeah,
million to like 20
120
million.
something to 5 million.
It
All
was
Yeah,
5
5
bad.
million you
million.
got a hissy fit. Good for you.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Keep
Coach,
having your
talk to
history
me,
fit.
big dog, man. Where's your head at with this thing?
If I say that I feel like we've all talked about the Super Bowl enough, and we can move on, because I feel like Chandler said a whole lot, Barry said a whole lot, Larry said a whole lot. I don't know how much I can really add.
Well, you
Say
can talk
less.
So I don't want
about
I don't want
Will.
to do paralysis by analysis. I feel like I don't have anything else to really add to the Super Bowl conversation. To be honest with you, I mean
Well,
it was
what
it's
about the futures? We could talk about the futures if you want.
There's
I mean,
always something in your brain,
yeah. I just I
Coach.
feel like
There's
I don't know.
always
I
something
just
there.
sometimes I just feel like and then what am I going to add to what everybody has already said? Like
Oh,
seriously,
only
you
thing
know,
I'll add
like
to what Chandler said was that the Patriots didn't make adjustments. They left like Will Campbell on an island, and that crushed him.
yeah.
That
I
poor
mean,
left
Will Campbell. You
tackle.
say nobody was pouting, but Stephon did. Will Campbell was pouting. Will
Oh,
Campbell was
all
pouting
game.
big time.
All
He
game.
refused to face the music. He was like,
Mhm.
well, I had a bad game, so like I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm gonna go to my corner and I'm gonna like pout and cry. And it's like, well, just
Mhm.
get better. Yeah, I mean, and that was one of the adjustments that like I feel like Vrabel left him on the island out there, and it's like he obviously needs some help, and it's
Mhm.
like keep a tight end over there with him, and just because it's like you continue to let him, and it's like Vrabel trying to prove a point, like no, he's fine, he'll get it done by himself, he'll just be tough, and it's like no, he's getting his ass kicked in front of the entire world.
With a
I
torn
understand.
ligament, with a torn ligament in his knee, in his leg.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
part.
and it's just like look. I think Will Campbell will learn from this. This was embarrassing to for lack of a better phrase. He was flat out embarrassed on literally the biggest stage there is.
That's right.
And I can understand why he's a little upset, but you still got to face the music. It's still like people talked a lot about like Cam Newton's attitude in his post game
Mhm.
presser, but he went to the post game presser. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? It's like at least he went. He sat there and again he pouted like a baby and was all like, ooh, but it's like at least he went. So and it's funny that it was a Super Bowl played in the same stadium that was played on Sunday, where this
Mm-hmm.
happened. But yeah, I mean, it's just I feel like we all kind of figured this was going to happen, that the Seahawks were the better team, and
Mhm.
that the Patriots had a lot of good fortune on their road to the Super Bowl. And I don't want to take anything away from the Patriots. I feel like they have a good young team and they're ahead of schedule. But this
Significantly,
was
yeah.
I mean, this is a team that was 4-13, 4-13, and then Super Bowl. So it's like they took advantage of a last place schedule. Bravo for them. But I don't know. It's just ask Dan Marino about like getting to the Super Bowl like early and never getting back. You cannot take it for granted. You can't just be
Mhm.
like, oh, we'll be back. And I feel like the Patriots again, they're a little bit ahead of schedule because I don't think anybody you can ask the most hardcore Patriots fan before the season what was their ceiling. They wasn't gonna be like, oh, you're losing the Super Bowl. I mean, it hurts, it stinks because you get there and you want to win, but it's like, oh, I'm the Patriots fan. I'm like, look, man, okay, all right. So we need to fix this offensive line a little bit. We need to, retool some things. The defense is solid. This defense is fantastic. Again, like Chandler said,
They
the
need
defense
they need to get another receiver, I think.
they need
I
another
think so too.
receiver. I feel like they need. Look, I mean, Hunter Henry, his best days are behind him. I feel like in
Mhm.
that offense, they could use like a stretch the field, like a vertical threat at tight end to help Drake May. It's kind of like a safety blanket because it
Mhm.
was times where in that game where if he had somebody to just dump the ball down to, they could have continued to move the ball, but
Yep.
he didn't have that. And I feel like
Mhm.
that's something that the Patriots definitely need to address in the offseason. As far as the Seahawks, and again, I know like I give Larry a lot of grief about trying to make it about the 49ers, but I mean, he's correct. It's like I feel like something that's getting overlooked is the work that Darnold did and put in when he was in San Francisco because then he took that work to Minnesota and it made it easy for him to like digest what Kevin O'Connell was feeding him. And then he learned from O'Connell and then when he went to Seattle, it made it easier for him to understand what Kubiak was teaching him. So again, like that gets lost in the shuffle because like again it was two teams ago at this point, but I do agree. Like I said, I know I always give Larry grief about that, but he's actually correct on that. Where I feel like the work that he did, because you look at these guys who get into that Shanahan system and get around there, and they learn how to play quarterback. And Sam Darnold, like this is a guy who was drafted what third overall. Sam
Third,
Darnold
yeah.
always had the talent. It was just like you need to be molded. He needed to be kind of because like at USC it was just like he was just better than everybody and he was throwing to all these like superstar like wide receivers. But it's like once he learned how to play quarterback and he learned a lot in his time in San Francisco because when he came in that limited duty, it was like, who is this guy? Is this the same Sam Darnold that was seeing ghosts? So
Right.
it's like, so good
Mac
for him.
Jones.
Yeah, Mac
Mac
Jones.
Jones.
Mac Jones, another one.
Dude,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's just like, yeah, like so. Big ups
You
to
about to
Sam
parlay
Darnold.
that into a deal because y'all about to trade him.
Yeah, yeah.
No, they said they're going to keep him.
They're gonna
They
keep
said
him.
they're going to
Yeah,
keep
that's
him.
Yeah,
coach speak. That's
Hey,
coach
coach.
speak.
Coach, I said the same thing about people jumping on the guy from Green Bay, but I'm like, look at Trey Lance right
Will
now.
Fuller?
Trey Lance look
Mhm.
light years better now.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
I think
sometimes
that's
it
an indictment on some teams that
on the
can't
teams.
develop quarterbacks. But I think it's more these teams drafting these young quarterbacks, trying to hit the lotto in the first 4 years of their rookie deal, not giving them time to develop, not developing them actually. It's a
I
mix of
think that's
both.
more
And
of
then
a. Go ahead, go ahead, go
what do
ahead.
you mean? No, I just think that they give up on these quarterbacks way too easy, way too soon.
I don't think it's them
You,
necessarily them giving up on them. I mean, you got to look at it like this. Not everybody is the Pittsburgh Steelers. You're not going to get 19 years to figure it out and develop it. Like the shelf life for a coach, if you don't win right now, it's probably
but
3.5 to 5
that's
years.
the problem.
You
That's
can't
the
Right.
problem.
You
you
can't
you got coaches on a 2-year deal essentially to win now. You
Mm-hmm.
got
Yeah.
quarterbacks on a 4-year deal that if you don't get to the playoffs by your second year, get to the championship by your third year, you're a bust. I got to move on for you, Blake Baker Mayfield. I mean, there's a list of quarterbacks that we can go through that
Let's
they
keep
gave
it
up
beaming
on,
though.
and they
How long? Like Harbaugh signed a 5-year deal. If the New York Giants don't make it to the playoffs next year, that seat's probably gonna be hot as hell.
no, it's
In New
not.
York.
No
and
way.
that's a
No way.
problem. That's a
No, I
problem
don't. I don't think because I
because
think
what if the
what the
what if the
Giants have
Giants
invested in Harbaugh and everything else around him. I don't think of
Okay, two
after
years. My bad.
one
Two
year
years.
it's like, oh boy,
No,
maybe
but I
we,
mean, I
you know.
think the Giants are a different case, coach. But I mean,
Although,
like, look at if what the Giants had gave up on Tom Coughlin when he was on, struggling to get that team over the hump, and then he finally won 2 Super Bowls. They were ready to fire him. They were ready to fire him before he because he had that bad loss. Oh, do you remember he Eli threw 4 picks? No,
yep.
he threw 3 picks against the Panthers. He had a bad game against them in the playoffs. Like they were ready to get rid of Eli. They were ready to get rid of Coughlin. And then, you give him a year and you give him time. You know what I mean? Like I understand what you're saying. Serious. Like the coaches have a short lifespan. You
Mhm.
want to win now, all that, but I feel like that's at a detriment. Like you're
No,
not helping your cause.
it's a function of teams not doing any proper self scouting.
Sure.
And that's really what it comes down. It's not about the quarterback or the head coach. It's about the organization failing to self scout.
Mm-hmm.
I keep saying there is not a franchise quarterback in this draft. There's not. However, this
No.
quarterback's going to be drafted. They're expected to save franchises, and those franchises aren't ready to be saved. Fernando Mendoza is going to be a really good quarterback. Is going to be.
Not for
He's
the
not
Raiders,
ready
though.
to save a franchise. The Raiders are not ready for him to take them to the promised land because they don't have anything around him. But if he doesn't, we're going to hear that Fernando Mendoza is the problem. No, he's not. I remember when they drafted Sam Darnold and doing shows with Sirius and Barry, and I said, there's no way in hell Sam Darnold needs to be drafted that high. And they said, yeah, but. And I said, I'm telling you, it's going to fail. It wasn't about Sam Darnold. He wasn't ready. But the team also wasn't ready. But they started them day one. How'd that work out? As you guys keep saying, it's not about the coach on the hot. Listen, if guys stopped worrying about saving their damn jobs and started doing their jobs, they would last longer. Because if I know that kid ain't ready to start and I build up the organization, you're not going to fire me because we're going to win enough games where the fans are going to be like, well, we're getting close. We're getting close. Instead, I'm trying to hit a home run with a bunch of singles hitters. How about we get some doubles, some guys with some doubles, some guys with some triples? How about we get some guys who catch the damn ball and then we go get a slugger? But teams don't want to do that. They want this quarterback to come in and he's gonna make everything better. When's the last guy that took a bad team that got drafted overall, took a bad team to the promised land? Honestly, we probably go back to Dan Marino. And that Dolphins team was pretty doggone good when he got there.
I
It took Peyton years to get to the promised land.
I
Right?
mean that. I mean,
then
I
That was
think we forget
then his
how bad
first
the
year
Bills
was
were before they got
7-1.
Josh Allen, and it was rough at first for Josh
Right.
Allen. But I mean, I think people forget how bad the Bills were before they got Allen.
Yep.
and
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 it's
the
taken
Chiefs
them a
the
couple,
Chiefs weren't that great either.
I mean, they
Like
had
they were
Alex Smith.
but
they
they were
were
going against, they were in the playoffs. They weren't the Super Bowl team, but they were in the playoffs.
sure. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Because they traded up to get
Correct.
Mahomes. So
Yeah, but
like
Adam
yeah.
Smith was a Pro Bowler before Wisconsin got there.
Yes.
They were getting to the
Yeah.
playoffs.
I mean,
They was
even the
good.
Bears with Caleb
Like
Williams.
I say, and coach, I mean, I know we interrupted you, but like to me, it speaks to like you have these coaches who, like you say, coaching to keep their job, and then you have coaches that actually know how to develop players. Like I said, even with Baker Mayfield, you saw he looked nice and day after he got to McVay. You see these quarterbacks, and it's like they're all propping up Sam Donald and saying this and this, but you could see where kind of quote unquote, you remember how you was in school, the light switch turned on. You know how people struggle with math, and eventually it all turns on and clicks to you. You be like, "Oh, this is easy now. Nah, I'll get it." And you can see the guys who take the time and develop these guys to get their light switch on. But I'll take this, and this is why I kind of defer a little bit for this Raider situation. because if you see, even with Sam Darnold, the season he's had with Minnesota, the season he had with Seattle, Seattle never really kind of got away from letting him be him. Does that make sense? Like Seattle was like, we're gonna run the ball. Hey, Sam, you take your shots here and there, but we want you to throw this 3 yard out, this 5 yard out. The strengths that Sam Darnold's good at. They never got away from trying to make Sam Darnold into somebody he's not, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you see that happen, and I think with the Raiders, because I mean I'm a big fan of lineage, right? So Kubiak, his dad's probably taught him, hey, look, you run the ball, bro. Run the ball, you control the game a little bit. I get it. It's a new league. You throw the ball when you need to throw the ball. But I don't think that Kubiak is going to be one of those guys that say we start Mendoza unless he's just light years ahead of Geno. And if not, you say, Geno, you're the punching bag. Only problem with Geno, I don't think Geno's that like, I want to develop somebody who's going to take my job. That's a guy.
Yeah, I don't think Geno Smith can stay. You have to get somebody who realizes like I'm keeping the seat warm for this kid.
The seat warm for the kid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I don't think Kubiak's going to rush him before he's ready.
But see, that's the thing, though. I think
it depends on Brady.
Well,
and Brady's not going to. I don't think Brady's going to rush him.
But they're going to rush him. I really feel like they're going to rush him because he's going to be the number one overall pick. You don't draft number one.
We can't sit here and act like Mendoza is going to get drafted 1 overall to the Raiders and not start day 1.
But that doesn't mean
unless he's ready.
No, and I agree with you. I don't think he should. And Larry, you're right. I don't think he should, but we know he will.
I don't think he should either, because I think they should bring in a vet guy who understands I'm keeping the seat warm for this kid. Just like with the Bengals. The Bengals, like they said, look, Kittner's going to be the starter until Carson Palmer is ready. And Carson Palmer was the number 1 overall pick, but it's like he's not ready yet. So John Kittner's going to be the quarterback until Carson Palmer's ready. Now, Kimo Van Arnhoffen tore every ligament in Carson Palmer's knee, and then his career is over. You know what I'm saying? Like we understand that happened. That was unfortunate situation that happened, and then Carson Palmer was just never the same. But it's like there's precedent where it's like, I mean, Mahomes didn't start right away.
Eli was the number 1 overall pick, coach, and Kurt Warner came in and kept the seat warm for the first
check this out.
9 games. 9 games.
You got Daniel Jones, Russell Wilson, Marcus Mariota, Zach Wilson, Tyrod Taylor, Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Jimmy Garoppolo, Mitch Trubisky, Case Keenum, and Trey Lance. Name me a quarterback there that can keep the seat warm away from Mendoza.
Daniel Jones, if he doesn't go back to Indy,
Kirk Cousins will be cut on June 1st.
I would go Cousins.
I mean, Cousins is your guy.
Kirk Cousins is going to be cut this month before
March. He got to get cut before March 1, right?
That's what they said.
So Cousins is your guy, I think, for Vegas.
I think Flacco's better because Flacco understands he ain't no long-term answer.
But Flacco, I think, is going. He's going back to. I think he's going. Somebody said they were linked to him. I heard something, right? Flacco.
He said he wants to stay wherever he ended the season. But if I'm the Raiders, I offer him $2 million more, bro.
I think.
I don't think Daniel Jones will be ready though. Daniel Jones should go back to Indy, but he won't be ready. Who the other names you had in there?
So you got Daniel Jones, A-Rod, Russell Wilson, Marcus Mariota, Zach Wilson, Tyrod Taylor, Joe Flacco.
You're going too fast. I'm getting too old. You're going too fast.
Taylor's a good one.
Taylor's a good candidate.
Taylor, Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Jimmy Garoppolo.
No.
Mitch Trubisky.
No.
Case Keenum, Trey Lance.
Give me Taylor or Flacco. Now that I think about it a little bit more.
Terrible. Yeah. Case Keenum's not terrible.
But see,
Case Keenum, yes.
But see, to your point,
I would take Jimmy G over Keenum, bro. I'm being honest.
No, Jimmy.
Would you really though? Jimmy G?
No.
Jimmy G. Wait. Think about the organizations he's played for, and Jimmy is a consummate pro. He will teach him how to be a pro.
Okay, all right. I'll give you that.
We're just asking this guy to show him the things that we talked about. They didn't show him in Chicago. How do you break down film? Not everybody knows how to do that, bro, because they don't learn that.
Go up to the ownership office, knock on the door, say TB12. Can I sit in the room with you and figure it out?
Well, TB12 got a game to call on Sunday, so he may not be there.
I mean, he may be there for the Monday, the day-to-day stuff. Like
you want a guy that's in the locker room with him, bro. and his
Carson
island
Wentz
and
is
doing
on this
nonsense.
list. Malik Willis is on this list.
No, not Malik Willis.
I mean, but
Malik
that's
Willis
not
gonna be
that's
a
not
No,
gonna
but I'm
starter.
work.
saying, I
Too
mean,
young. Yeah.
Malik Willis gonna be a
I'm
starter
looking at
for
free
us.
agent quarterbacks here. You got
Right.
you got
But you're
Carson
good.
Wentz,
No, but you're trying to make jokes, and that's not funny.
right?
Don't do that.
And you know what?
Teddy Bridgewater. You know what I'm
Russell
saying?
Wilson,
Like,
for all the
Russell
crap
Wilson's not gonna work because Russell Wilson still
Well,
think
Teddy
he'll come in there and want to
Bridgewater
be the guy.
retired, didn't he?
Stark
Nope.
had said that Russell and Jameis were instrumental in helping him. He said that out of his own mouth. That Russell was
Russell
always
Wilson's
there
not
to
going to be
listen.
back in New York.
No, but Russell
Jameis
Wilson
will.
can go. But why wouldn't you sign Russell to a minimum contract and keep that warm?
Because
Russ just wants
Russell,
to be
I
on the field
mean,
at this point. Russ just wants to be on the field. Russ he's accepted who he is in his football career. And he did that with the Giants because we saw that between him and Jameis, they helped Jackson Dart a lot. Now, they couldn't get some of the nonsensical stuff that he had in him, but again, they had to let him be him.
Yeah.
But Jackson Dart said out of his mouth, anytime he had something, they brought it to him or they waited for him to come to them, but they were there for him and supporting him. That says a lot to me. So Russell, Flacco, Keenum, Garoppolo, those are the four guys. If I'm the Raiders, if I'm going to draft they draft Fernando Mendoza. But I tell you what, if they don't get a veteran quarterback behind Fernando Mendoza, they're going to fail.
I mean, Tyrod Taylor is a really good pickup too.
Yeah,
I
wish
wish-
I
I
gotta
wish
figure out how to
Taylor.
get Gino out first. That got to be the thing because I think they gave him like crazy money. It was like 3
yeah,
years.
Gino's still on the contract.
Yeah, they got to figure
Gino?
out a way to, I don't know, offload Gino to somebody.
Let me see
Maybe they could
if I
trade him
have
to the Cardinals after they get rid of Kyler or somebody.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
another
offload Gino
one.
somewhere.
Because you got who are the quarterbacks that are going to be on the market? Tua and Kyler, right?
Those
Tua,
are kind
Kyler,
They're trying to
Gino,
move those guys, so it's like, but
let me think.
But
But
those
the
are
Dolphins
on
wouldn't
the
make money
contract
for Tua.
they're actively trying to move. Tua
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
Kyler, the
Tua
two
and
names.
Tua and Kyler are the two that they are actively trying to move out. Obviously, Gino with the understanding that Mendoza's coming in.
Yeah.
Now
But
again,
you're not trading. You're not trading for Gino to be your starter. You would trade if you were silly enough to trade for Kyler or Tua. That would be coming in as your starter. I don't know
Correct.
who would trade for those guys.
man, the Dolphins and the Cardinals should just do a swap. It's like, all right, you take
I was,
you like
I was
let's,
thinking the same thing.
No,
Mhm.
wait, because the Cardinals, they like, look, we got What's-called over here, and he played damn good down the stretch.
Who?
What's the
Jacoby
guy?
Brissett.
Yeah, Jacoby Brissett. Jacoby
Bro.
Brissett won people fantasy championship.
Yeah,
Bro.
he did.
Are you playing?
That's another guy. That's another
Yeah.
veteran.
That's
I
another one
wouldn't
that
mind.
I think he's on the contract still.
That's
Yeah,
another
contract.
But see,
I like
I
Jacoby
can see
Brissett,
Gino being traded to a team like the Jets. I can see. Let me tell you something. I can see the Jets doing something stupid like Tua, Kyler, or Gino, and starting him. I'm telling you, I can see that
I
happen.
really don't think they would
I
be
mean,
dumb
you
enough
guys-
to take
you
Tua.
guys signed Justin
I
Fields
could
to
see them
31.
taking Kyler. I could
Yeah,
see
Kyler.
them
Yeah, they know what Tua is. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you gonna bring Gino back home. You know, like
Then
bring
Kyler-
Gino back
Kyler with all
home,
that
baby.
money though. I mean, Tua with all that money, but I don't think the Jets want to take on all that
He
money
said
that
it's
Tua
the
got.
Jets.
My man sounds like a battered Jets fan. I'm sorry, CK, man.
They
Yeah, the
just
Jets are
trade
like, you know
Jets
what?
over there.
I know we see Tua twice a year, and yeah, I know, you know what? But maybe to be different with us. You know what I'm saying? Come,
It's a different shade of green. Different shade of
Yeah,
green.
Nah,
Yeah,
the
exactly.
Jets is like we like total chaos over here, just pure anarchy. Hey, look, no rhythm, no rhyme.
Didn't they just get a
no
new OC? Didn't y'all get a new OC?
Yeah, this
They
is a
do
team that
everything.
retired defensive and offensive staff and kept the head coach.
mhm.
and he's a defensive guy.
But you know what? I wanted to tap in with you on what was it? Your defensive lineman said that it was utter chaos in that locker room, and no coach can survive with that kind of toxic environment. Like, do you
Because-
think it was the environment or the coach? Because the environment was there long before Aaron Glenn.
Yes, but it was all of the above because remember I kept saying he walked in like he was Bill Parcells and he had no pelts
Okay.
on him. So
Okay.
going in there with cats who looking at you like, who the hell are you? You got the owner and his kids in the locker room causing nonsense. You run around like you've done something when you ain't done anything. So why would I listen to you? Number one, the owner's over there. His kids are undercutting you. Number two, every time you're trying to hand out anytime you're trying to talk to us, right? And you run around with your chest puffed out, bro. They traded you. They gave up on you too. All right? So miss me with all of that. So it was a combination of a lot of things. And also Listen, when you're used to losing, you develop losing habits. You
Mm-hmm.
don't even realize you develop losing habits until you get around people who've won, which was the
Hmm.
biggest thing I didn't like. And I said this, Barry, nobody came with him from Detroit. No players came with him. So there were no
Hmm.
standard bearers. There was nobody in that locker room to say, hey, I know how to win. Listen to me. There was nobody in there. You
Yeah.
can't win in a losing culture unless you bring in winning players.
Hmm.
Hey Barry, let me double tap on what you said, dude. Dude, how's DeMarcus Lawrence right now? He just probably got that, that Grinch smile right now
Hmm.
when
You
his
see
cheeks
it.
are curling
You
up.
Yeah,
see it
yeah,
during the
yeah.
post
Yeah,
game jump.
because he
He said it.
called it. He
Yeah, he
He
called
called it.
it.
said it.
Yeah,
I'm
he
not in
did.
the winning company. He said it. And for him to go on to win a championship, it's like, yeah, remember all the Cowboys, all the players coming out about him and he
Hmm.
wrong, he a traitor, he just talking because he left and we didn't want to pay him and all this
Man,
other
Des
stuff.
Bryant is currently having to buy this man a Rolex because he's like, "I buy you a Rolex." So,
Yes.
and it's like
Hmm.
he's like, "Yeah,
Bro.
Tank showed me what Rolex he want. I'm a man of my word, so I'm gonna go ahead and get it for him."
Hey, you better double check because
Larry,
everybody know Dez used to wear a fake jury.
when Lawrence made those comments, nobody really thought Seattle was good enough to win the Super Bowl, and then
Nope.
lo and behold, here they are. He knew something we didn't.
Yeah,
But no, he
yeah, for
said it.
sure.
He said it. And remember, the reports started coming out. He was like, "Dude, we trying to train, and Jerry's doing whole, tours through here. We got to stop and take pictures and interview people. And hey,
Hmm.
man, everybody's more worried about the publicity of the star. We haven't
Mhm.
answered questions about Michael and
Hmm.
Jerry, and everything
Hmm.
was just never about football. You got to remember, there are some guys that they don't care about the spotlight or the headlines. All they want to do is ball. It's
Hmm.
like you had those NBA the hoopers, and it's like, dude, I'm just here to hoop. I don't care about
Hmm.
none of this other stuff. I just want a ball. And when you're on the Cowboys, it's never about just football.
It's and
And
football.
and
Yeah, it's and
Yeah,
football. Yeah.
even when the
Hmm.
players make about football, you know who makes it not about football? The
Jerry.
owner.
The
The owner.
organization.
Man,
Yeah.
Larry, you been to the store.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I'm
have.
saying? It's like,
I actually have.
man, look, of anybody gets a chance to be in Frisco, Texas, and go to the store, you will see football is like the second most important thing to the Cowboys organization because the Star, that place is gorgeous. It's beautiful. Jerry Jones spared no expense, but they don't do anything. It makes him feel better. It makes but that you do all that and then you don't improve the team. But it's like, hey, look what I built. You know what I'm saying? My practice facility is better than some team stadium, and it's like, yeah, Jerry, that's nice, nice, Jerry. You
Hmm.
know, like,
Dude, my job had a conference in Dallas. We had to go to the stadium, and of course, he brought out like some of the old stars and the new
mhm.
stars, and everybody got to get the tour of the stadium and the whole nine because it's
Oh
not
yeah, you
about just
walk in that
football.
place and they got the
Yeah,
Roger Staubach statue and the Tony Dorsett statue and
yeah.
they got the Danny White statue and it's like going into a mall and it's like the Cowboys practice here. This looks like a damn mall,
It's like
but it's like it's
you
but
went
I
to NFL Disney World.
yeah,
It's like,
exactly. That's
yeah,
exactly what it is.
Yeah, yeah,
But then
it's like you ever seen Bruce's Millions when he bought his
yeah,
minor league team those ridiculous
yeah,
jerseys
yeah.
and had them flying in on the
yeah. We
Mhm.
could have
planes.
just
Like we
caught the
could have taken
subway.
the bus.
Yeah,
Like you got it. Like that's Dallas. That's
yeah.
Dallas in a nutshell.
Mhm.
Chandler, you know what I'm talking about. Shout out to
Yeah.
rest in peace, Richard Pryor. That's one of my
John,
favorite Richard
John
Pryor
Snyder,
movies.
who learned from Mike Holmgren, right? Who learned from Bill Walsh and the Barlow family and the policies,
Mm.
understood that football has to be it. That was why both Russell and Pete had to go a year apart because honestly, with Pete and Russell, it became about everything but football, unfortunately. And that included
Hmm.
Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll started enjoying being a celebrity football coach. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? It was about Pete Carroll, Pete Carroll, Pete Carroll. Well, John Schneider said, listen, bro, you got to go, right? And he got him up out of there. So when DeMarcus Lawrence got to Seattle, he saw an organization that was about football first, football second, football third. And listen, if you get some notoriety, you want to do some little commercials, bro, great. When you walk in here, you're a football player. And there's a lot of organizations that don't understand how to do that, man. They don't.
Yeah. Before we get off football, I would be remiss if I didn't talk a little bit about the class of 2026 Hall of Fame. Man, those gentlemen were announced over the weekend. You got Drew Brees, Roger Craig, Larry Fitzgerald, Luke Kuechly, and Adam Vinatieri, former players. Man, I know we got a Niner fan who was beating the drum a couple weeks ago about a Niner running back, but he didn't mention this one. Talk to me, man, Larry. Man, your boy finally gets the nod. Man, where's your head at, big dog?
I mean, he should have been in, bro. Like, dude, the reason why I don't beat the drum about Roger Craig because Roger Craig's his numbers speak for itself. But if you saw the games, dude, we talked about how good that Cowboys documentary was. Go watch Rise of the Niners. That was really
Yeah,
good.
fantastic.
Yeah, I saw the first episodes. Very
Yeah,
good.
very good.
Yeah, it was really good. But Roger Craig, dude, right? Anybody who's played Tecmo Bowl, I'm gonna go old school with y'all.
I remember
You know,
that.
you know it was two running backs that dominated that game, right?
Bo Jackson and
Bo Jackson,
Jackson, Roger
Roger
Craig,
Craig.
yeah.
Roger Craig.
With the high knees,
Barry-
the high knees, baby.
Barry was the truth too.
No, Barry came after, but
Nah,
the
but I was
original
still got
Tecmo
Barry Sanders.
but the
And then
but
Barry
the
Foster,
original
too. I used to run
was
with Barry
Bo
Foster, too.
Jackson and Roger Craig, bro. And Roger Craig was your first dual threat running back. Roger Craig he should have been in. I don't know what these Hall of Famers are looking at. Um, I have to bring out some of my hate because I'm one of them guys that if you look at Drew Brees, totality of it, I mean, I'm not taking nothing away from Drew Brees. I wouldn't have voted Drew Brees the first ballot, right?
Nope.
If you throw for 5,000 yards, but you had 798 attempts, yeah, your numbers are gonna be inflated. And Drew Brees got a lot of inflated numbers. But everybody loves Drew Brees. He's gonna be in. It was no way in hell Larry Fitzgerald shouldn't have been a first ballot. I was kind
You
of
said the same
surprised
thing
about
about Bill Belichick too. But
Yeah,
just go
we
on.
say that, but
Yeah, I mean, but you gotta think about it. Larry's a likable guy. I was kind of surprised about the Luke Kuechly and Adam Vinatieri. That's what kind of shocked me because normally they make kickers wait because you're like, oh my God, what happened to Ray Guy? This guy literally scored 800 points in a season. It's like, no, he's not going to be in. We're going to not vote him in. But Adam Vinatieri, and I get it. Dude has some clutch kits. Dude's a Super Bowl champion. Dude scored a ton of points. And Luke Kuechly, I was like, I don't know. I was one of those guys. Maybe I'm just weird, but Luke Kuechly was always good, but not what I considered great.
Exactly.
Maybe that was just that guy. I don't know. And then it was even more of a slap in the face to this Hall of Fame crew is that you got the guy who his team is in the Super Bowl right now. I get it. He has the most losses in Super Bowl history now, right? The Patriots. But if you're the owner and I preside over the team who's had the most Super Bowl appearances, we talk about good organizations and bad organizations, but you say that I'm not a Hall of Famer, like that's still killing me. Like Robert, how you not put in Robert Kraft? Like I'm one of them dudes that I remember when the Bears like totally demolished the Patriots in the Super Bowl, but there was a good call me to this. What is it? 15 years that the Patriots were just pure trash.
Oh yeah,
Pure
those some
trash.
dark times for the Patriots.
It
For
was
that
sure.
was
Yeah.
bad times, man.
Hot garbage.
Yeah, hot garbage, bro. And then Robert Kraft bought the team, and he was like, you know what? We're gonna change this around. So yeah, once again, I'm gonna keep saying I need to trademark it. The Hall of Fame voters are a joke.
Yep.
I don't know what the criteria is for
Nobody
owners
does.
to
No
get
one
Nobody
does.
into the-
They keep
Like,
changing it. They change
yeah,
they
like,
change it on the
They move
fly.
the
Yeah.
goalpost moves to some. What?
But I mean, it's all ridiculous because it's like one slot goes to coaches / owners or something like that, and because Belichick's not going to get in, now, guys like Coughlin's got to wait longer and stuff like
Very.
that. It's like it's all ridiculous. I
But
just
they were comparing.
like-
they were comparing Roger Craig to Kraft. What does the two have to do with each other?
yeah,
Bro,
I mean,
put the
just
running back
put
and the owner.
just put an
Like,
owner
what
in
is-
if you're going to put him in because like what is it like how owners don't have stats. You know, I don't, like I'm not.
I
Trying
mean, the
to hate
stats
on
are like
owners.
Super Bowl wins and stuff like that. Those are the stats. It's like
what is it? The most seasons under the cap?
Yeah,
Like, I don't-
It's like it's just like
man, like,
again.
I don't.
Yeah.
Like, listen, I'm not here to hate on Kraft, but I'm like, what is his qualifications over a player or over a coach? Just put the owners in, and put them in separately. Like, why do we only have to have a certain amount? every year. I listen. I hate the Hall of Fame now. I wanted to be on the borderline and be disagreeable with Unc, but I'm with Unc. I hate the freaking Hall of Fame. I hate them all. It's ridiculous.
But I've been telling y'all that for as long as we've been doing this show. Like the Hall of Fame process in
Yeah,
all sports. I mean,
it's
baseball is still the
bullshit.
worst. I mean, but like the NFL's, they're nipping at baseball's heels for real
Yeah,
after this clown show.
it's
You know,
getting worse. I'm with Randy Moss saying if you never played a snap, you aren't qualified to tell me who's a Hall of Famer. Like
bro.
Say that again
It's
for the
five.
people in the back.
It's five of us on this thing, and I'm not taking it away from Luke Kuechly. But if you're looking at defensive players, who was better, Kuechly or Suggs?
that's
Bro,
what I'm saying. Like
Suggs, hands down,
I'm not
hands
hating on
down. Not
Kuechly, but it's like why is he a Hall of Famer and Suggs and Eli Manning are not? Like I
well,
don't
it's the
get
thing that
it.
we talk
I
about,
just
like
don't
with
get
Terrell
it.
Davis, where it's like for that. You know, I mean, let's keep it a buck here. Now he didn't have the longevity, but
He was never the best
for
at his position during his time he played.
Luke Kuechly was like, I mean, we gotta look up the stats here because Luke Kuechly was among one of the best linebackers in the league
Who was
during
the
in his
best
prime. Like,
linebacker during his time? Wasn't it Ray Lewis?
no,
no,
No, he came after
Ray,
Ray
Ray,
Lewis.
this was after Ray Lewis.
Ray was
Luke,
one of
Right,
the
Luke
best.
Kuechly,
that's fair. That's fair. But was he the best middle linebacker?
For about a
During
2 to
his-
3 year period, yes.
yeah.
Before
and,
before
and I'm
injuries
not
caught him.
and I'm not hating on Luke Kuechly, but I'm like, what makes him more qualified than some of these other guys? Like it just
But that's the
I
problem,
don't
man.
it's a
get-
combination of other things. It's like again, like, and I hate to keep picking on Terrell Davis, but he's like the guy who I always look at when you think of like, okay,
Sure.
for this 4 or 5 seasons,
Right.
this was incredible. Like Luke Kuechly for if you put together his quote unquote prime, if you put together his best 4 seasons, it's pretty ridiculous. Like his tackle numbers and like things like in pass breakups stuff like that. Luke Kuechly was one of the best linebackers in his era until like the injuries and concussions and stuff like that. You know, caught up to him. You know, it's a thing like
let him go. Why is he a first ballot?
Hey,
first
see,
ballot, okay, but see,
I don't care.
you know,
I
Y'all
got the
know
stats.
me. I don't care about first ballot, second ballot. Either you a Hall of Famer or you're not.
Hall of Famer, you're not. You know,
Right,
so
right.
it's just
But
like
then,
You know
you
what I
gotta
compare
because
Terrell
people
Davis
that
to,
should be
right?
a first ballot didn't get in.
I don't
It's
care about first
bullshit.
ballot. I feel like you should be in or you're not. Either call it a
But,
day.
but
So
see,
it's
that's the
black or
problem.
gray. But
It's-
Steve,
Go
I'll
ahead,
say
Larry.
this about the Terrell Davis, and the people don't like him, and I can tell you this is why he never gets even brought up. Arian Foster. You compare Arian Foster's peak, even though it was a short peak, to somebody like a Terrell Davis. Arian was
Okay.
amazing.
All right.
Yeah,
All
but
right.
and you know, and it's and you know what, and I'll say some names. I'll say some names here. Alandis Gary, Mike Anderson, Clinton Portis. These are some guys who played in Denver and put up some stats. It's like, yeah, Alandis Gary ran for like 1,000 and like 200 yards, like 1,200 yards. Mike
That was
Anderson,
true.
remember Mike Anderson, the
Yes,
Marine?
I do. Actually, yes, I do.
I had him for fantasy one year.
Yeah, yeah, like one of the guys who started the Mile High Salute. Remember, we all remember him, and it's just like,
Yep.
I mean, again, so like I
But
get it with
telling
Terrell
you-
Davis, but like,
Luke
We're not
Kuechly
talking
played
We said it about the
here.
bar.
We-
Portis
we-
has 10,000 yards.
But let me say
Normally you
this.
get 10,000 yards, you're in the Hall of Fame. Portis has 10,000 yards, and they like, we don't care about that.
Yeah.
Because Clint Portis is a POS, but we ain't gonna get into that because we ain't not going on that rabbit hole what he did. What
Yeah,
Steelers
but that's
we're
what
not
I'm
gonna-
saying.
we're
But
not
on
gonna
the
go down that
field,
rabbit hole
on
right
the field, he should be in the Hall of Fame because that was
Okay.
that was the benchmark.
Okay, but here's the thing though. One of the things I heard, which I actually agree with, if you're gonna have players doing these votings, it should be players from that era voting on players from that era. Now,
I do
there's
agree with
supposed
that.
to be a constructor's wing. That's where owners should go. That's where owners should go. Constructor's wing, impact you had on the game, not just whether your team won, impact on the game. For instance, Tex Schramm, right?
Mhm.
You know, who owned the Cowboys before Jerry?
It was what I forget. Wasn't it him?
Yeah, it was Tex Schramm.
No.
Yeah.
No, Ted Schramm was like Ted Schramm like was the GM or something like that or whatever.
Whoever
Was
the
he?
owner of the Cowboys was, right, had a tremendous impact on the game. We can all agree to that. With the teams that they put together, doomsday defenses, all those things, Tom Landry, all that. Constructors wing, right? Tom Landry, all of that stuff. That's what Kraft
wow.
and Belichick.
It was
That's what
HR Bum Bright.
Okay.
Bum bright.
But
Nice.
that's where they should go in the constructors wing. Impact on the game, whether you want to add Super Bowls or not, stuff like that. I mean, the Bartolos, in San Francisco, the impact they had on the game.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? The things that they did in free agency and learn how to circumvent the cap. You might not think it had an impact on the game, but it really does.
Like George Young for the Giants. Like
Right,
you
George
don't
Young.
get the Giants without him. You know what I mean? The league
Exactly.
made the Giants take him, but
Exactly. So, you know what I'm saying? But the fact that Luke Kuechly is in and Elsie Greenwood isn't. Okay? The fact that Drew Brees is in, and I'm going to say his name again, Jim Plunkett, who was the first minority quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
The first minority quarterback to ever win 2 Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
The first Latino quarterback to win a Super Bowl, to win 2 Super Bowls. Tom Flores. But you put in Luke Kuechly, and this is not to denigrate Luke Kuechly, but this shows how stupid the voting is. This shows just how ridiculous the voting is. There are people who you can't tell the story of football without naming them. You can't tell the story of football without Tom Flores and Jim Plunkett and those Raider teams. You can't.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell the story of football and not mention Luke. I hate beating on Luke Kuechly because I actually like Luke Kuechly. Right?
I do too.
like him,
I'm not hating on him.
Right. But you can tell the story of football without him.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell the story of football without some of these guys they put in the past couple of years. And see, that should be the criteria, plain and simple. Now, then we can get into the nitpicking and all that. But if I can't tell the story of my sport without naming you, how can you be in the Hall of Fame?
Well, I said the same thing. I said the same thing about Frank Gore, and everybody like yelled at me and screamed at me and said I didn't know nothing about sports or whatever like that. So,
at you,
Bro, you can't tell the story of football without Frank Gore tore his knee up like that, came in, dominated, got all those yards.
But see, I don't understand.
So here we go again. So when you're naming greatest running backs of all time, how far do you get down the list before you name Frank Gore?
For me?
No, I mean he gets
for
pretty
you,
far
for
down
you.
the list. But like
For me,
I don't understand.
I've already asked Aaron, Barry, and Larry this. I'm asking Chandler now. So if we're talking about greatest running backs of all time, how far do you get down the list before you say Frank Gore?
My list, Frank Gore is probably 12 on my list, but I have some guys
12.
That part.
Wait, but you know what I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all. If you 12 and there's probably thousands of running backs that play in the NFL, you should be in the Hall of Fame, bro. I'm just gonna go there because y'all know what
12 out of a couple 100,000. You know
you remember what I said about Jeff Saturday? It's like Jeff Saturday, you own that 4-letter network talking about guys that should be in the Hall of Fame. And he never even mentions the fact he should be in the Hall of Fame.
He's one of the best centers of all time.
He's one of the best centers ever. Huh?
What you say?
Neither do his co-hosts, which speaks to their level of stupidity and shows how much they didn't watch the damn game. Because Jeff Saturday
consistently was one of the best centers.
He's top 20 center all time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not even close.
Because linemen don't have stats. You have to be such a dominant player to get in. It's really ridiculous. Like offensive linemen you don't have
especially interior linemen, because like with left tackles, like I mean, you look at a guy like Jonathan Ogden, it's like okay. Mm-hmm. Look at what he did. The number of sacks he didn't allow, like that he allowed, stuff like that. It's like but when you kick it inside to a guy like Saturday, like Olin Kreutz, guys like this, guys who were getting it, Larry Allen, again, like guys who were getting it done in the interior,
you have to know their name.
Yeah, like Larry Allen was an otherworldly athlete at interior lineman at guard, and he stood out because of that, And for the interior guys, you have to really stand out. So I mean, like that's why.
If you want to, I feel like if you want to all decade
name as a
automatically be in the Hall of Fame, bro.
Pittsburgh Steelers center who died homeless.
Dawson.
No. Before him, Bradshaw center.
Webster.
Yeah.
Webster.
Yes. Died homeless, bro. Died homeless. One of the greatest centers ever. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? I can't remember nothing too much anymore, but I remember that. You understand what I'm saying? That's what Jeff Saturday, with centers especially, there are no stats. It's you either know their name or you don't.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
You guys gave me 2 names right off the rip.
That's the point. Like if I said Jerry Kramer, you know who I'm talking about.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Great Packers offensive lineman.
Yep.
But like
Thomas
some of these
Brown.
guys, if you don't say their name, like the Chiefs, those that Super Bowl Chiefs, in the '60s, that one of the greatest defensive linemen of all time. Bob Lanier, the linebacker. I mean, if you don't know these guys' names, like they don't get mentioned. It's crazy. But to me, like, how is Vinatieri? And I got no problem with Vinatieri, but how is he? How is he a Hall of Famer? And we're not talking about like everybody else. Like you know what I mean? Like that's why like the process needs to change.
Well, I
Give,
mean, at a
give,
position like kicker, where it's like it's not too many kickers stand out, and then it's like we talk about this all the time. It's like it's a question that they used to ask in the room, and I don't think they ask it anymore. Again, like Chandler said, they somebody gets up and like, can we tell the story of football? I made the example last week. I was like, if aliens come down from space and say, tell me about this football that I see you humans playing. You,
mammals.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? It is like it is just, you know,
You can't tell it
Adam
without
Vinatieri.
Vinatieri's
You
kids.
have to mention Adam Vinatieri because, like, like the Patriots, they absolutely stinked. And it's like there was this game, it was a bunch of snow, and he kicked this field goal, and it was crazy, and and it started the Patriots dynasty. You can't mention the story of football
You
without
can't tell
Adam
that
Vinatieri.
whole year, that whole playoff run without Vinatieri, because
Yeah.
that kick and then the kick in the Super Bowl against the Rams, right? He's the greatest kicker of all time. There's no question about it.
I rewatched it because they've been replaying a lot of like the Hall of Fame stuff. It's like I don't
Yeah.
remember that kick being that long. That Super Bowl kick. That was a pretty long kick. I mean, I know it was inside, but it was a pretty long kick.
It's a long kick, but it's in the Super Bowl to
but it
win
was-
the game. I dare
Yeah.
you to do it. You know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah,
would never
exactly.
do it.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like I just think the process, and I hate talking about the Hall of Fame. 'Cause
Process
I
is
really
wrong.
hate it.
Process is
The
wrong.
process needs to change. Split the vote 3 ways: coaches, players, writers. And I don't care who gets the majority or whatever. Maybe it's by group, but the writers having control of this crap is driving me crazy.
Yes.
It really does.
I think the
it's
thing
like,
that bothers me, and the thing we mentioned this a couple weeks ago, villain, the anonymity, the anonymousness of it is what bothers me.
That
And
bothers
you
me
hit the nail
too.
on the you hit the nail on the head a couple weeks ago. Like, if you're going to have 10 voters not put Bill Belichick in anonymously,
name on it. Put your name on
put
it.
your name on it. You mentioned it
But
too.
I think it. There's an opportunity with players getting a vote to have that kind of like, okay, you vote for me, I'll vote for you, and coaches do that too. So that's what.
Unfortunately,
That's why you always gave it to the writers, but you got to do something because this process sucks. I am totally disinterested in the Hall of Fame until they fix the process. I'm done with it. I really am.
It affects people's pockets. For these
Yeah.
older players,
Yes,
being able to put
yes.
HOF, you know how much money that adds to
Yep.
their autograph?
Yep,
And
I
so
was just
it's
about to
over.
mention that. It's like being able to put HOF in whatever year you got in. Yeah.
But coach, you're able to go to an event and put that you're Hall of Famer Steve Lazar and not
Yeah.
just Steve Lazar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's a difference. Like, you can
Yeah.
pay more. I would pay you more money to come to my event because you're a Hall of Famer. It's
Oh,
a
yeah.
difference between 10 grand
Yeah,
and 20,
yeah,
and
you
20
have
grand.
to.
Like,
Yeah,
it's a big difference.
Yeah, my autograph without being able to put those 3 letters in that year dramatically like decreases the value. You know what I'm saying? It's just like being able to put those 3 letters in those 2 numbers. It means everything to these guys because then they can hit the autograph circuit. They can go to these Comic Cons and these things like that. They can do that forever. It's a source of income that they'll have forever. With 3 wrestling guys on here, you see these old wrestlers. They still continue to eat off of this. They go to these Comic Cons, they go to these like things, and they eat off of this forever. You know what I'm saying? So
even just a small sponsorship deal that you can get, like with a local dealership. Like, the difference of me being, like, to your point on Mike Webster and a Hall of Famer Mike Webster supporting this local business, I can charge you more. That's the difference. And it's bullshit that these writers who don't know a goddamn thing about the sport, all outside of what they've written, you know what I mean? They don't play the sport.
Thurman Munson in the Hall of Fame. Thurman Munson's wife, Diana. You know how much money she raises for her foundation just because she's his wife?
Facts.
Just because she's his wife? So even if you're the spouse or the son of that Hall of Famer, and you go to these events, oh yeah, my dad was a Hall of Famer. So oh man, well, hey, here's some money. Sign this. I don't give a fuck that it ain't you. You're his son. Listen, man, these people people are impacting every level of these people's lives, and they're doing it over some petty bullshit. And I keep going back. They kept Ken Stable out the Hall of Fame until the man died.
Yeah.
And which
And it was
was
Pete
a trap.
Rose, dog. Pete effing Rose. If you want to do that,
Dude,
Pete
I
Rose
go.
was
Still
Hall of Fame
not
tonight.
in. Still
Dude,
The
I
not
go
in.
even
moment
further.
he died, we
Yeah, but
jumped
we
on
knew
the
that was gonna happen.
podcast.
I think we
Yeah,
all knew
yeah.
like it was like as soon as Pete is out of here, then they're gonna put him in.
Man, they put his cleats and his bat and stuff in the Hall of Fame, but not him. What
Not
that
him
team?
physically,
But
but
this
the
is
amount of people that came out LG and really rallied against Bill Belichick not being in. Like LT said something like when LT doesn't speak a lot, he does, but like he got pissed. Like if he's not a Hall of Fame coach, I don't know who is. Tom Brady, like the list goes on. I am so glad. I think it was Rodney Harrison said it to Tony Dungy's face. You
Yeah, he
guys
did.
got it wrong. He said it to his face.
Well,
Like
we know Tony Dungy's
during
a
the
clown.
broadcast. What
But
you say?
this
Huh?
is-
Tony Dungy's a clown anyway. So
Yeah, but I'm glad Harrison had the balls to say like you got it wrong. Like he said it to his face, like on national
On
TV.
live TV on NBC. Yeah.
Yes,
my thing is,
yeah.
my thing has always been this too about the Hall of Fame, and this is why you really know it's a joke. Okay, so when nobody goes to Canton, Ohio for nothing else but to go to the NFL Hall of Fame, right?
That's right.
Why would you not want to have as many people going to visit as possible because they make money from it?
Yep.
Why would you want people like, oh, I don't want to go to the Hall of Fame because my favorite player is not in there. This dude should have been in there. Like, why would you not want to have as many people possible go see the Hall of Fame as possible? Keep as many people turning them turnstiles as possible. Like, no, we don't want these people in there. And I'll even piggyback on it. I'm one of them guys that I feel like, you know what? Oh, they feel like, oh, we only should have 5 people in the Hall. If it's 27 people who qualify for it that year, you put 27 people in. You don't rob them. Like that's an event for that weekend. Like literally, people show up just to see that their player is going into the Hall of Fame, right?
Yeah, I mean, and they'll be like because they've turned it into a TV show. It's like no, you can do 5 people Friday, and then you can do 5 people Saturday, and then you can do a couple more people. You can make a whole weekend out of it. So it's like I don't want to hear all that.
They watch the draft. You think they won't watch the Hall of Fame weekend every day?
Exactly.
You'd be like, hey, my favorite player is going in on Sunday. I'll be there Saturday night. My favorite player is going
Because
in
you got
on
certain
Friday.
sects
I'll be
of
there Thursday
fans,
night.
Larry, that travel.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
They will travel to see their favorite player get into that Hall of Fame.
So why would you not want asses in seats? If they're a Hall of Famer, put them in. That's how stupid they are. They are keeping money out of their own damn pocket.
So check this out. So next year you got Gronk.
Next year's
AP,
stacked. Next year's absolutely stacked. Jeez.
Gronk, AP, Big Ben, Sherman, Cam.
Can you pull up Can you bring up the list? Can you put it on the screen?
Oh, it's long.
Y'all know
Plus the leftovers from this year.
Yeah, next year is crazy.
It's just another year that Eli's not going to get in. I know I'm a Giants fan. I'm biased, but you can't tell me Eli Manning's on a Hall of Fame.
Eli should get in.
Bullshit to me.
Steve, what you said, you can't. Some of the things you can't tell the story of football without. You cannot tell the story of football without Eli beating the 16-0 Patriots.
Exactly. It's like, look, I think we're all in agreement here. I mean, other places, other media, whatever like that, but I think we're all in agreement. It's like, again, Barry likes to say it all the time. If you put Eli Manning stat, if you do a blind stat, it's like, look at these stats. It's like, man, that guy's a Hall of Fame. That guy's, and then it's like, it's Eli Manning. It's like, Eli Manning. You know what I'm saying? Like,
because he's not Peyton.
Yeah, people hate on Eli, but because of the interceptions. But if you look at the touchdowns and yards, he has like 50,000 yards and a couple of hundred. He has that except for the interceptions. But then when you look at playoff Eli versus everybody else, like that's a real thing. Remember I said it before about when you get hot.
Nobody's going to give Tom Brady or Brett Favre like, oh, you guys aren't Hall of Fame because all the interceptions.
Yeah, all the interceptions. Yeah.
But who? If you think about it, like from a football perspective, right? You guys know how hard it is to go from the wild card to winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
on the road,
pretty damn hard. That's what I'm saying. You gotta, if you're the wild card, you gotta go on the road.
My dude did it as a 6th seed, so of course I know.
Yes.
Listen, Joe Namath's in the Hall of Fame for one reason: because the Jets beat the Colts.
The guarantee.
His actual stats.
Oh, his actual stats stink. Yeah, mediocre
quarterback. He was a mediocre quarterback, and I'm a Jet fan. He used to be lapsed, whatever you want to call it, like a lapsed cat, lapsed fan, right? He was a mediocre quarterback, but he's in because of that. So if you would put Joe Namath and listen, I am not an Eli Manning fan. Barry knows this. I have no use for Eli Manning. Okay, but facts are facts. If Joe Namath can be in the Hall of Fame, Eli Manning can be in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
Because Joe Namath got in because of what? A Super Bowl win.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That means that Eli Manning can get in because of 2 Super Bowl wins. Neither one of them should that team have won. Let's be honest. The Giants shouldn't have won either one of those damn Super Bowls.
I think
They
the
should-
second one they were better than the Patriots that year.
They barely made the playoffs. They was like 9-7. They got hot
Yeah.
down
We'll call it a loss.
in the stretch.
I mean, talent-wise, we'll call it a wash. But in reality, if they had lost both of those Super Bowls, nobody would have been shocked that they lost.
No, absolutely not. You're
You know,
absolutely right. So I mean,
Antonio Brown, he ain't getting in. Antonio Brown ain't never getting in the Hall of Fame. Let's be clear on that.
I mean, I don't.
Yeah,
I
I mean, yeah,
I mean, I don't
He's,
think
he's eligible.
he'll be on the ballot.
And he probably
The crazy
should.
part
Who's eligible this year?
Again, he should be in if you look at the stats, but everything else,
Eligible this
he
year,
won't
you
sniff
got,
candy.
you got Gronk, AP, Big Ben, Richard Sherman, Cam Newton, Andrew Whitworth.
So wait,
and
is
then
Big Ben a first ballot?
He's going to be.
I would assume so.
Yeah, he's going to be,
Going to be.
and we'll be debating that next year. But he's going to be.
You also
Sure.
got.
I mean, I'm gonna raise
You also
holy
got
hell,
Eric
and
Weddle.
it's not. And like I said, it's not hate. But if Big Ben makes it over Eli, I'm gonna raise holy hell.
Sherman should not be in the Hall of Fame. I'm sorry.
Richard Sherman.
Yeah,
Richard
he's gonna go
Sherman,
in.
for me, Richard Sherman's not a Hall of Famer.
But he's gonna go in. If they like him too.
He'll get in.
They like him.
Yeah.
Like I mean, you look at Richard Sherman's like body of work.
Why do
and it's
you
just like,
not think he's a Hall of Famer?
Because, first of all, when it comes to cornerbacks, I want you to be able to play man to man. Richard Sherman couldn't play man to man with a dead body. He couldn't go. He couldn't cover 1-on-1 a dead body. In zone coverage, he was amazing. 1-on-1 coverage, absolutely not. You understand what I'm saying? So that's my bias, I guess you'll call it. Sherman was great in zone coverage. He was good maybe in 1-on-1. I think he got a lot of his success came because of the group of players he played with. I think if he had been in anybody else's secondary, it wouldn't have even been close to people even talking about being a Hall of Famer. But again, you play with the team you play with. Understand what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I just don't like Richard Sherman. I just don't like him.
no, I mean, I'm all right with Richard Sherman getting in as long as Cam Chancellor get in too.
That's what I was about to say. Like coach, like we
Cam gotta
should
get in with
vote, just like we vote DX and NW in,
Yeah.
we should vote the whole Legion of Boom in. Like not just
There
one
you go.
person.
There you go.
Yeah.
As a group, yes.
Yeah.
But Cam can't get in no way because Cam still ain't even filed his retirement papers.
Neither did Cam Newton, but Cam Newton
That's what
still.
I'm saying. Cam Newton. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Cam Newton.
I think, but it's like he's been inactive for more than 5 years. So I mean, I think that's how that works. I don't know. Like,
Now Cam Newton's not getting in on the first ballot, bro.
Cam Newton's not a Hall of Famer.
Cam Newton's not getting in. Period. I don't think.
Oh,
He should get in, but he won't.
Cam Newton's not a Hall of Famer.
Cam Newton is, bro.
I'm gonna say this: can you tell us through football without talking about Cam Newton?
You can't.
No, yes.
You can't.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I think you can.
Remember, it's the Pro Football Hall of Fame, not just the Hall of Fame, not just the Football Hall of Fame, Pro Football Hall of Fame. So can we tell the story of professional football without Cam Newton?
I don't think you can
I don't
because
think you can.
he was the first quarterback. Listen, you went from Randall Cunningham, then it was Michael Vick, and after that it was Cam Newton. And Cam Newton electrified a generation of football fans.
Yeah.
I don't think you can. I mean, I don't think to borrow Steve's analogy, if aliens came down and said, "Talk to me about this football," talk to me about a quarterback.
You got to talk about Cam Newton, bro.
You got to mention Cam.
Got
You
to.
gotta
I don't know. I feel like him and Eli are on the same path, but like
Nah, but
The
because
difference
you
between Cam
take
and
the
Eli is
MVP
Eli
from
got
Cam,
chipped.
you take the 2 Super Bowl MVPs from Eli. They're kind of like if you place them on a scale, they're really close.
Yeah.
I just feel
no,
like
you
Cam's
making up shit
down
there.
years
You making
are
up
really
shit
down.
there. You making
No,
up
I
shit.
think I really think Cam's down years are really down. I don't
I
know.
mean,
I
yeah,
just-
toward the tail end, but
Eli
Cam's peak was
is-
amazing, bro.
I don't
Like
know. I don't know. I don't know. It's
a
tight. It's
six
tight.
foot five running over dude. Can't I'm put like this. If you look at Eli's best highlights, Eli's like, yeah, he was a solid quarterback. You look at Cam's best highlights, you're like, that dude was amazing, bro. Like Cam Newton was, he like you say, he was the truth for a good 4 or 5 years, where defenses literally was scared of seeing Cam Newton.
Mm-hmm.
Literally,
Newton is the reason some of these
I think Cam can
mobile
get in
quarterbacks got drafted that shouldn't have. He's the reason they got drafted because people
Yeah.
trying to catch that same lightning in the bottle.
yeah.
I mean, he's
who
impacted
the
the
other,
draft.
who the other players?
for the past
AP.
10 Huh?
Who's the other players?
Give me a second. You had
Years.
So
you
Adrian
had
Peterson, absolutely
yeah
not.
Adrian Peterson, and you have Eric Weddle, Le'Veon Bell, or first
No.
first notable guys
So
that are
this
able
is-
to get in there.
I'm
Does,
gonna
No.
put it out there.
does Peterson get in?
Yeah, I'm gonna put it out there.
Not on the
His
first
off-
ballot.
Again, he's another guy with like the off the field issues might keep him out.
That's,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Like coach, like he should be a
He should be in.
His
But
fourth
you
year,
can't-
his fourth
wait.
year, he can stop getting arrested on his fourth trial.
But you know what I'm gonna say? If you hold the off field stuff against AP, you gotta hold it against Big Ben, and that's the reason why he'll probably get in.
But we know
Yeah,
he's
you
not.
know what?
We know
Yeah,
that.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's why I would think Big Ben shouldn't be a first ballot.
Right.
I mean,
That's what
Adrian Peterson was just beating up people like 2 months ago. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's still gonna be fresh in everybody's mind. You know,
Yeah, but
you
I
know.
mean, like Big Ben tampered with evidence, and you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, but then he got married and he found the Lord and he kept he kept his nose.
Man, look, man. Every day I drive past a piece of highway where he went all evil Knievel and almost died. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know,
His rookie year without a helmet.
bro. But he's kept whatever indiscretion he's doing under the radar since then.
and then his podcast helps because like people like, oh, like this big, you know, he does the podcast and he does
Like,
like,
when the Kelsey
You know what I'm gonna tell y'all?
up their first ballot Hall of Fame because of the podcast.
Yeah, but you know what I'm gonna tell y'all? In person, like Adrian Peterson is a really nice guy. Like he really is, bro.
He's
And like
just
I don't
old
think-
school discipline, man.
yeah, you know, just don't be a kid and you broke.
Yeah,
with
you
the
know,
rules.
just,
Don't
listen, man,
yeah.
do what I tell you. You know what I mean?
But
As
like I
long as
said,
it's not
man,
related to Adrian Peterson, you're fine.
yeah,
you good.
he's nice to grown-ups.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
But you
hell
can't-
on them kids, boy. Like,
Your son's a boxer, right? You're a son
yeah.
boxer.
I didn't know it was something box.
Okay, so Chandler, like for our old school, for our football historian. So I just looked it up. So Cam Newton is in the same kind of like they have Pro Football Reference has this like the Hall of Fame monitor. Cam Newton is in the same neighborhood as guys like Sonny Jurgensen, Jim Plunkett, Warren Moon.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
are the guys
Yeah.
that they say that they're comparing him to.
Yeah,
So-
and again, Jim Plunkett, we already talked about this in the group.
R.I.P. Sonny Jurgensen, by the way.
Yeah,
Sonny was a Hall of Fame player. Again, impact on the game. You can't talk about the history of football without talking about Sonny Jurgensen. You can't talk about the history of the game without talking about Warren Moon and with the run and shoot offense. And again, Cam Newton. Cam Newton's a Hall of Famer. Not honestly, what he did, his stats are not the reason he's a Hall of Famer. His impact on the game is why he's a Hall of Famer. And see, sometimes that's all it takes for you to have a huge impact on your sport to be a Hall of Famer, because we're going to be, I'll put it like this. 10 years from now, if you say Luke Kuechly, Cam Newton, people are going to say, hey, Cam Newton, he was that football guy. And they say, who the hell is Luke Kuechly, an accountant?
Yeah.
This man played. I pulled up the stats. He played 8 seasons, had 100 and some odd tackles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro. But I'll put it like this. Even non-casual, like real football fans, forgot Luke Kuechly played, bro. They forgot Luke Kuechly, Tom Jackson, same player. Tom Jackson's zenith as a linebacker, and you know when you'll look up stats there, bro. Tom Jackson, when he played linebacker for the Denver Broncos, he had a 3-year period. He was one of the best linebackers in the league.
Well, absolutely.
That was so long ago, everybody forgot Tom Jackson. They think Tom Jackson, him and Chris bourbon and the bam and the boom and the
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing that be kind of getting me too. Is that they people are we say they prisoners to the moment. They looking at
Mhm.
the right now, and I'm one of those guys that I feel like, man, they need to really start looking at these guys and breaking them down from like decades, generations, and when they playing, because they'll look at a guy like like you look at a guy like I'm gonna say a Torrey Holt, and they be like, oh, look at his numbers. And they'll be like, oh, well, look at his numbers compared against guys that played in the 60s and 70s. Their numbers were so low. Why we want to put them in? Look at how much they passed the ball in the 60s and 70s. Look at them compared to their contemporaries,
Right.
right? Like your Sonny Jurgensen's. Like, dude, Sonny
Mhm.
Jurgensen had some amazing seasons. And like, if you look at him compared to his contemporaries, you'll be like, damn, the dude was balling. But if you look at him compared to now, where they throw the ball 60 times a game, it's like, oh, his numbers don't match up to Drew Brees. Why we want to put him in the Hall of Fame?
Mhm.
No, 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 no. You got to look at them compared to their contemporaries. It's like,
And that's part of the problem with the
yeah,
process.
yeah. It's like now, because they change rules, they do all this other stuff. Guys, I don't know, for some reason they want to do stupid crap. But it's like now, it's like you look at some guys in, I'm gonna say the 80s and 90s that played basketball, and like, oh, this guy, he barely averaged 16 points. Meanwhile, we got everybody named Mama scoring 23 points or more nowadays. Yeah, because all y'all want to do is shoot the ball. Nobody plays defense. And it's like, oh, well, that guy must be better because he averages 27. No, he's not. If you got to compare him against his contemporaries, that does not mean he's better. That just mean the game has changed, it's played differently now. Like I said, back in the day, if you were like Dan Marino was such an anomaly because throwing for 5,000 yards in 1982 was absolutely freaking amazing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Throwing for 5,000 yards right now is like, yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
good.
Everybody and their
cool.
mama do that.
Yeah, you can do it
Mhm.
No
because
big
we
deal.
throw it
Yeah, back then,
700 times a
throw
game.
that much. Nobody threw that much. Nobody threw 30
No,
times a game. What's wrong with you?
no. And dude,
Mhm.
if you threw the ball 30 times a game in today's NFL, that is like you run the ball too much.
Yep. That you're a game manager at that point. They don't want you to
Exactly.
throw the ball.
Yeah,
They don't
yeah.
really want you to throw the ball, but they had to
Nah.
on third
Like
down.
watching some that Rise of the Niners really gave me even more respect for Joe Montana, even though I'm a Niners fan, because they would be like, he had 395 4 yards and 5 touchdowns. He only completed 21 of 25 passes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Like what? but
I
but they'll
mean,
be like,
I was watching the rise of the 49ers, and my daughter was with me. She's like, Dad, you don't like the 49ers. Why are you watching this? I was like, Joe Montana is my second favorite football player of all time,
Mhm.
behind Lawrence Taylor. He was
Roger
always my
Craig.
favorite. He is my favorite quarterback of all time. And like I I have so much respect for Joe Montana and those teams. Like it's amazing.
Without Roger Craig, you don't have Ricky Waters. You don't have a Christian
Thank
McCaffrey.
you.
You
Mhm.
don't
Thank you.
have what's his name from San Diego State, running back, played for the Colts, then he wound up with the Rams.
Marshall Falk.
Marshall Falk.
Like the
Mhm.
fault.
Marshall Faulk.
The
You don't
Marshall
have any of
Plan.
them. Eric Dickerson started catching the ball towards the end of his career because of Roger Craig.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, think
Roger
about that.
Craig. Roger Craig is one of those guys that doesn't get brought up in the top 10 of all time, but
Could
if
you
you know
tell the
ball,
story of the
he
football
was
without
one of the
mentioning
best
Roger
running
Craig?
backs in the
No,
80s,
you can't.
all
You
around.
can't. You can't tell the story of football because when you start talking running backs, there was a Roger Craig is the evolutionary leap for running backs. He's the evolutionary leap.
Mhm.
You went from bruising 3 yards in a cloud of dust, 3 yards cloud of dust. We don't throw them the ball to, oh my God, they can catch. Let's start drafting running backs who are shifty, who can catch the ball and run between the tackles. Because
I
Roger
mean, yeah,
Craig,
it was witchcraft. It was like, wait a minute, why is the running back 10 yards down the field? What is he doing?
Second
Why is he
wind
catching the
down.
ball? That's what wide receivers do. Why is he doing that? Did he report? Did he report as eligible? No, no.
yep.
It's like no, you don't have to do that. He's a running back. They can go out and they can catch the ball too. Like it was crazy to see people. Now I was young when it, but to see like my uncles and stuff like that like react like that boy out in San Francisco. He just runs down the field like it was crazy. It's like again, you say, can you tell the story of football without like Roger Craig? It's like when you have to mention the 49ers dynasty, and he was a big part of it. So you have to be like, so who's on those teams? You're not gonna be like you're going to be like, no, Roger Craig, Joe Montana, John Taylor, Jerry Rice, Tom Rathman. you know,
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about like
Yeah.
Dallas Clark. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, Dwight Clark. I mean,
Roger
like
Craig is the third name in that. You went Joe Montana, you go Jerry Rice, you go Roger Craig, then
Roger
you go
Craig,
John
yeah.
Taylor, and then you go Tom Brady,
Mm-hmm.
and then you go
Uh,
Dwight Clark.
I probably would go. What's the tight end? Not
Clark,
Dwight Clark.
no.
Brent Jones.
Brett Jones,
Brent
Brent
Jones.
Jones.
I'm gonna go
Mhm.
Brent Jones. Brent
Really?
Jones and then Rathman.
I used to love
Um,
watching Brett Jones,
yeah,
man.
Brent
Brent
It
Jones
Jones
is
was
a
don't get
like,
beast,
enough.
man.
He
Brent
don't
Jones is
get
an
enough
absolute.
credit.
dude,
Yeah,
like
Brent Jones don't
those
get enough
Niner
credit.
Cowboys games are so even because you had Aikman Young,
Mhm.
you had like Ricky Waters, Emmett Smith, you had Brett Jones, you had Novacek, you
We
had
don't we
Irving.
don't we don't realize how
Like,
good we had it, boys. We
no,
just
I
don't
know.
realize how good we had it.
And Jerry Jones said, "You know what?
Exactly.
I think I can't
Exactly.
beat him, so I'm gonna go steal a bunch of these Niners players over here." Jerry Jones is like, "You know what? I think I'm gonna go steal a couple of them."
Mm.
Charles Haley,
Yeah,
but
it's like Haley,
like,
come on over. Like
come on over here,
Dion.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
Dion, come on over here. Yeah, I think I can. If you can't beat them, join them. Whatever. But like I said, Roger Craig, if you get as many yards as that dude get, especially when you're looking at him and his contemporary, the dude had 92 catches as a running back in
Yep.
1985. Like, dude, that was just unheard of, bro. He was
That's like
the
200 catches for a wide receiver today.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
bro. Like Roger Craig to me, and I think that people get lost. And Chandler, you're more of a historian than me. He was like that bridge gap running back that brought them from the older players like your Tony Dorsett's and all them to bringing you into that era of the Barry Sanders and the Emmets and all
Yeah.
them. He was the best running back for a good, like, I'm gonna say 4 or 5 years that bridged you over,
Mhm.
and you can't take that away from him, bro. Like that dude he had a amazing career, but because you get into this recency bias, everybody was like, oh well, yeah, that happened in the 80s. Nobody really care about that. Oh yeah, he did win 4 championships. Nobody care about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like it's even now. And we're gonna get into this where now we're getting into what is 2026. It's gonna be some guys from like the 2010s, and people gonna be like, oh yeah, they were good back then, but they didn't retire 5 years ago, so don't remember them.
What's crazy is they like the ring count until it matters.
Mm.
How many championships Roger Craig win? How many Super Bowls Roger Craig win?
3.
I think it was 3 or 4. One of
Three or
them.
four. Yeah.
3 or 4.
What?
Now his first one was against the Dolphins, right? That
Right.
was his first one. Then he
Yes.
won.
And
He won 3. He won 3.
Well, we don't
No, he
mention
was
him,
no,
but
he was
we
part of
still got
everyone
2 Super
except
Bowl
for
rings.
He didn't play in the first one against the
I know-
the Bengals. He didn't play in
I
that
thought he
one.
was in
What was it,
everyone except for the
81?
last one.
I know he won at least 3, but we don't mention him. But we'll mention some running back to try to justify putting him in, or some other player. But he won 2 Super Bowls. I'm sorry, Roger Craig sit over there told me, "Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing?"
Mm-hmm.
So they ring count when it suits their purpose, when
Mhm.
it fits their narrative. You understand what I'm saying? Because again, and then go back to Eli. If we want to say, well, Eli deserves being with 2, how the hell Roger Craig still waiting with 3?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You understand what I'm saying?
And the biggest stat I talked about it 2 weeks ago that I hate for quarterbacks is win loss. Like quarterbacks, like they're not pitchers. Like why does Eli why do they consistently say Eli is a 500 quarterback?
Because that's the way now to fit my narrative, whichever
Yeah.
way I want to go.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
want to
Like
go pro, and you start talking about interceptions. I say, well, yeah, but look at his 1 loss record. If I
Yeah.
don't want him in, right, then I say, hey, look at his 1 loss record. So no matter how it goes, we
it's
bring up
mostly-
win loss to justify to again. Why ruin a good story with facts?
Yeah, I win loss is a ridiculous stat. It doesn't make sense for quarterbacks, and I say this too. After Eli's second Super Bowl, if he had stopped his career right then, he's a Hall of Famer. The Giants failed him miserably. They didn't
Yeah.
build a team around him. They didn't draft well. I think seriously we talked about it, but like you look at how many players the Giants drafted in the first 3 rounds after that Super Bowl, how many of them stayed on the team, how many of them, actually panned out to be good players or bust. That's why Eli Manning's win-loss record is what it is, because the Giants failed Eli Manning. They didn't get I think the one player that they got that was a Pro Bowler after that second Super Bowl run, it was 2. It was OBJ and it was Saquon Barkley. out of
Okay.
all those years.
Here again,
That's a failure. That's a failure.
here again though is this narrative thing, because Matthew Stafford is going to get in the Hall of Fame because the Detroit Lions failed him, right?
Yeah.
But he got the
Is he
chip.
in?
He got a chip though.
Okay, yes, but he only has one. And
But
he's
he's got an MVP
what was
too.
everybody saying? What was everybody saying this shit? Well, not everybody. What were all the supposed experts saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
If he gets that second Super Bowl, he's guaranteed Hall of Famer. And again, I'm not an Eli Manning fan, but if a second Super Bowl is the criteria,
Then what are we talking about?
What are we talking about?
Exactly.
You know, like Kurt Warner's got one. You know, he's in the Hall of Fame.
Drew
what's the
Brees.
criteria,
Drew
bro?
Brees has one.
Brees.
Drew Brees just got in the Hall of Fame. Has one. Yeah.
Is it 6? How many does it take? It depends on whether we like you or not.
Yeah, Drew Brees only went to one, right? He's
Yep.
won.
Went to one.
Yeah,
He made it count. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, but remember, he saved New Orleans, even though there's still areas in that city that are still unlivable.
Mm-hmm.
So stop telling me he saved New Orleans, because he didn't. But that's why he's getting in.
You ask.
I mean, yeah. Let's keep it a buck. I mean, he was the face, so to speak, of like you know that what I did. But Steve Gleason did more for New Orleans than Drew Brees ever did. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So if we keeping it a buck, you know, and you know, fuck ALS while I'm at it. But I mean, it's like
Yep, that's right.
yeah, but Steve Gleason, he was out there in the streets. He was actually helping people in the community. He was lifting sandbags. He was like actually out in the streets, like helping people rebuild. And Drew Brees was, you know, in his mansion, like, you know, doing whatever he do, whatever like that. But like,
He's sitting on the veranda sipping tea.
Hey, I would. I'm put it like this, y'all. And I hate to say it like that. They took advantage of the situation. We just talked about the Patriots. The Saints really shouldn't even been in that Super Bowl. And you know who was upset about it? I ain't even bring his name up, but hey, my boy, hey, make the right play. Hey,
So
wasn't that the what was that play?
The tuck rule.
No, for the state.
That was the blown pass interference call in the corner.
No, that was the Rams. That was the Rams.
That was Brett Favre throwing across his body.
Across the body. That was Brett Favre.
In one of the worst throws I've ever seen. And then again, the old gunslinger. He's going. No, Brett. That was the worst pass I think I've ever seen in an NFC Championship game. It was just awful. And it's like, who were you throwing it to? What were you? I would love to ask Brett Favre. I like to ask Brett Favre 2 questions. One, where are those people's money at in Mississippi? Yeah. That's the first question I want to ask. The second question I want to be like, Brett, what were you seeing when you threw that ball? But anyway. But like, where are people money, Brett?
He was living on copper fit. That's why he was throwing that ball.
Before we get out of here, couple NBA things of note I want to discuss really quickly. First and foremost, how in the world did the Indiana Pacers beat the New York Knicks today? Explain that.
They scored more points.
They didn't. They were not playing defense. They didn't get out to shooters. The Pacers were hitting threes.
No matter what, it's courses for horses. It's a bad matchup. I don't care who's playing. I don't care who's playing. Bad matchup.
Yeah, but we didn't have OG. OG would guard Siakam much better though.
That's true.
I forgot to ask that. But yesterday we had some major fisticuffs getting taken place, man.
Did we? Did we have major fisticuffs?
It was kind of major fisticuffs, man. Miles
WWE at its finest.
Show down.
And you know who always at the middle of stuff like this? Isaiah Stewart. I'm getting tired of his act. You know what I'm saying? It's like he always in the middle of stuff like this. It's like
my man came off the bench. Man came off the bench and got involved in that.
He didn't feel like playing for the next 30 games. He wanted that suspension.
He wants to go to camp.
I don't know what's wrong with that guy. Like he's always like
when he was coming out of college, everybody said, "Oh, the Knicks is drafting." I said, "No, we need to get him out away from New York because I live upstate. Them cats in Rochester ain't got good damn sense. All right, this is a city that doesn't have mailboxes because the people who live there thought it'd be a good idea to set their mailboxes on fire. That their own mail was in. That's the mentality of people from Rochester, New York.
These are people who their delicacy, their food of note is called a trash plate.
A garbage plate.
A garbage plate. Yeah,
Yes.
let's just put a bunch of stuff on a plate and here it is. Let's just eat it. This is what this kind of person you're dealing with. A man
Yep.
who grew up eating macaroni and baked beans and ground beef and like some coleslaw and like
The
a
meat
piece
I
of
mean, there's
toast and a
tons of
grilled
stuff that you
tomato.
gotta make do. Gotta make
the
do,
meat
man.
sauce
Tons
tastes
of
like
stuff.
gravel, bro.
Like I said, I've been to Rochester before. I've had one of these like
I've
these
heard of it.
awful plates of food. It's like
Trash
Oh,
plates. Um,
terrible.
but anywho, um, we have a couple other things of note to discuss, man. We have some injuries that are going to be keeping some teams.
It'd be
Some
funny when
players out of the
my bad, Aaron. I gotta
break.
break you off. Hey, it's even funnier watching that brawl. Like CK,
Well,
you hit
no,
on the
man, we're
head
done
when we
with
were
that.
talking. Hey, CK, it's like I want to fight, but y'all hold me back. Y'all hold me
Hold me
back.
back. Hold me back.
Like,
You're not holding me. Hold me. Hold me back.
yeah,
Hold me.
yeah.
Hold me.
You can hold harder than you throwing punches. It's like, yeah, man, keep
And
pulling
then
me
when they
back.
let him go, he stopped and stood there for a minute until
Yeah.
somebody
Why
grabbed
don't you hold me? Why don't you hold me?
I know, right? It's like Martin when Gina was holding. Like, you got hold me on my balance now, babe. Hold me on my balance.
Man, look, hey, I need them to bring it back to the. Hey, I need to bring it back to the 80s. They fought in the 80s. Like, look, hey, go ask what's the dude Kermit Washington. Hey,
Mm-hmm. No, did you
almost
ever,
killed Rudy
I break
Tomjanovich,
face.
like literally on the basketball,
Yeah.
almost
I
killed him.
break
Yeah,
faces,
all I gotta say, is Dr. J versus Larry Bird.
Exactly.
classic,
That was
classic.
bro.
Classic.
Bro. It's like, man, we fought back then. I don't know what y'all talking about, man. Y'all be
Robert Paris throwing haymakers at people.
I'm putting my forehead in your nose
Man,
today.
Xavier McDaniel just being an all around menace, fighting anybody who looked at him wrong, who breathed too close to him. Like I just remember Xavier McDaniel just being just like,
Dude.
all right, he is. He finna fight somebody. You
I
can just
mean,
tell
Del
when he was like
Davis
getting
and those
loaded up. It's
Jordan
just
rules,
yeah.
man. Like you
It'd
go
be
up, put it down on the floor.
It'd be funny. These
That's
dudes be like
done.
dapping each other up, but like, man, what time y'all going to the club tonight? Oh yeah, we gonna pull up. Man, these dudes
I'm
really
gonna
was
tell
in
you
each other's
something though,
locker
and
room.
this is something that I feel like people kind of overlook. It wasn't as open or whatever like that, and I don't think they were like buddy like that. But I mean, I feel like a lot of these guys back in the '80s and '90s, so they respected each other. It wasn't like, hey man, come on my podcast and whatever like that. But it was like, hey man, I like it'd be ones like Rick Mahorn just tried to like kill Michael Jordan at the on the drive. But it's like at the end of the game, it's like, all right, Mike, what I'm saying, whatever, But they wasn't going to the club afterwards. But it's it's just now it's like, oh come on my podcast, let's do a jersey swap. It's not like,
Yeah,
but
nah,
I'll be on
these
your
fake
podcast. You
beefs.
come on mine.
Like
yeah.
I say,
Right.
these fake beefs, these fake gangsters. Like I said, if
Sensitive
you did something
bugs,
like
they all
that,
need
he didn't really want to fight. Oh, he gonna put his forehead in his nose. Like, bro, what are you doing, man? I'm like, man, what? You want to fight somebody? You really want to fight him, man? I'm not just gonna get all up in your grill. They're like you about to kiss him. Like, bro, stop it.
Another thing of note to talk about, really, LeBron James ruled out of the All
Oh, I
Star
knew you was
game.
gonna bring that up.
I
Jeez,
know
How I
Louise.
know you was gonna bring
21.
that?
It's basketball news, gentlemen.
Is
Steph
it
Curry
news? Is it?
And
Is
it's
it?
Steph
called
Curry is also out due to
it's called
injury.
cycle
It's
on,
like-
cycle off. Look it up.
Let me get my violin. Let me get my violin out. Oh no.
Is anybody gonna watch the All Star game? Is anybody
Yes.
gonna watch that shit?
Yes, we went over this last year. Yes,
Why?
I am tuning in on Sunday.
I will be watching the Hallmark movie.
Isn't Bridgerton on? Isn't like Bridgerton or something on?
Bridgerton.
You watch
No,
Curling?
I will be watching Knights of the Seven Kingdoms, the new
Exactly. I wanna
Game of
watch
Thrones
that. I gotta catch
joint.
up
Yeah,
on
I'm gonna
that.
be watching it.
I will.
Yeah.
Man,
I
I
will-
just
I
bought
will
a glow in the dark
make sure I
ant for him, and I want to see what's gonna happen at night. Hey,
We got a couple more minutes. We got a couple more minutes before we get out of here.
hey,
Pictures
Aaron,
and
so we
pictures.
got the whole crew on, man. We not gonna talk about all these trades, man. We not gonna talk about that.
You did that last
Yeah,
week.
we can listen. We can get into it real
I
fast.
mean, we didn't have and Chandler on.
AD trade is a joke in like 911. I mean, like the Wizards should be fine just for trading for people.
I love that move. I love that move.
I actually like it for the Wizards.
I
To
like
be
it.
honest with you.
They're doing it to screw the Knicks. They're
Why?
screwing us, huh? They're screwing us. They start these dudes and win some damn games. You're just trying to keep your protected pick. The hell with the Wizards.
Yes, it's smart. It's smart, Barry. I'm sorry, it's smart.
You know why it's not smart? You know why it's not smart? Because the Wizards actually, if you looked at the organization, they had gotten rid of all of the cancers. They gotten rid of all the losers.
Yeah,
Right?
sure.
They had a young team that was starting to learn how to be professionals and play basketball. They weren't winning, yet. But they were slowly getting a little bit better, and you could see that everybody was giving effort and they were trying.
Yeah.
You set that team back 8 years with this trade. Set the team back 8 years. Easy. Because the
AD's not even
Wizards
playing.
is going to play more than 30 games total for the Wizards because he's going to stay hurt. And out of the 30 games, he's only going to play 15 because he only plays he only shows up every other game. Okay? So what did you really get out of it? So now,
the Wizards will be in the play-in tournament next year.
No, you're not going to sniff the play-in tournament next year.
They're going to be in the play-in tournament.
And Trey Young.
Check this out. The play-in tournament right now.
He's going to play 30 games.
You got Orlando, Miami, Atlanta, and Charlotte right now in the play-in tournament. You mean to tell me with Anthony Davis and Trey Young and that young core, you're not going to get up to the 8th seed at least?
No, because Anthony Davis is going to stay hurt. Which part of that are you missing?
Yo, it is
Which part of that are you missing?
It's February 10th.
He tears a ligament
on
PlayStation, man.
On
That
Tuesday.
cannot stay healthy, man. What
I'm
are we
telling you,
about?
with Anthony Davis and Trey Young, the Wizards will be an 8th seed by this time.
Everybody on here knows I don't gamble. Y'all know
I got you.
$20 says you're wrong.
Oh,
Say
I
less.
thought he was going to say an Arnold Palmer joint. I thought he was going to do
Say less.
No. That's how sure I am. Anthony Davis ain't going to play more than 30 games.
Anthony Davis and Trey Young will have a squad in the 8th seed next year.
Actual money.
I mean, in the East. Look, in the East, all they need is a healthy. All they need is AD healthy for like 30 games.
That's in the East.
Don't do that, coach.
I'm telling you, dog. I love this deal for that.
Oh, that's no indictment on the Knicks. Oh, stop it, Barry. That's no indictment on the Knicks. That's indictment on the rest of the Eastern Conference. So stop it.
The Hornets have turned the corner. The only way they make it is if Orlando stops being a 500 team, which we really need to talk about why the Orlando Magic.
Don't get me started on the Magic. Do you guys have another half an hour? No. So let's not even bring up the Magic because it's like to piss me off. I'm more invested in the Magic than my own team at this point.
Is it the players or the coach?
I'm not talking about the Rockets today. I made one comment.
I ain't watched the Rockets game in 2 weeks. They don't care. I don't care.
Look, hey, I'm starting not to want to watch them, bro. And I live here. Look, hey,
I don't care. Like, pay all this damn money for league pass stuff like that. Like, no, I don't care. I want my money back.
Look. Hey, people can give me a free ticket right now. I'd have to debate about going. That's how bad I'm
mad at them, but I still love them.
Look, man. Hey, I'm gonna put it like this. I actually kind of like the AD trade, not just for the Wizards, but dude. Hey, regardless of what people say about that Luka trade, getting Cooper Flag looking like he gonna be the truth, bro.
Yeah, Cooper Flag.
He is. Like, he's getting better and better every game.
For the Mavericks, yes. For the Mavericks, I like it.
Yeah, but if you get they got 3 first rounders for him, like the Mavs, they got 3 first rounders for him.
Yes,
like,
for AD, right? Yeah, no, I think
and not only that, they got his money off their books.
Yeah.
Right.
So the Mavs
and the rumor is guess who's trying to get back? Guess who's busy?
Cuban trying to get back in.
Yeah.
This how Cuban was. He sold the team, majority interest in the team. By the way, he's still part owner of the team. He's trying to buy back.
He just sold the majority on it.
Majority on it.
He saw the fact that they gave him a handshake. He said, "Yeah, we'll still let you run the team." And as soon as he signed the papers, they kicked him out the door.
Yeah, he gonna get some investors and buy that team right back.
Hey,
They're not gonna sell the team back to him. That's a cash cow. Why would you sell that team back to him?
I mean, you never know. But like I said, I like the trade for him, dude. And this is the reason why I'm not gonna bring up that team. I'm just gonna say it. So, we all seen these drafts, right? You have those drafts where, okay, you feel like there's one star in the draft, right? Or one good player, right? But then this draft coming up, I'll be honest with you, if you have the 4th pick, you good. I'm gonna be honest with you. Mm-hmm. In this draft, you probably could go even 5 deep.
I think you can go 7 deep in this draft.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can definitely go at least 7.
Because I think we talked about this last year. We was like the draft last year was like, ugh. But we was like the draft next year, 26 draft. That's the year to have the lottery pick.
I mean, we're talking about. I mean, I know I'm biased with UConn. Like the freshman Mullins, Brandon Mullins. He's about 20 range, and that kid's gonna be a really good shooter in the NBA, like a really good player. So this is a deep draft. Like,
I mean, what do y'all think about Peterson from Kansas? Because
like
I,
it.
I think he's a top 5 to 10 player that can give you some. I think
I'm
he's
going to put my
decent
Kansas
player.
bias to the side, and I think depending on who gets the number one pick, I think he might be the number one pick. I
He
think like
could
if the
be.
I
Bull, like I feel
think
like if the
Sacramento
Bulls
gets
get the number
them.
one pick, he'd be number one.
You don't
Yes.
think the kid from BYU's Darka
You don't think
whatever?
Booster's gonna go over him?
I think they're gonna
And
get to Chicago. They're gonna get to like the combine, and I think he's gonna shine more than
Yeah.
Boozer. And I like Boozer. I think Boozer's
I like Boozer
like
I
too.
yeah, I
like
really like
Boozer.
Boozer. But man, like
Boots is a good 4 pick. He's not really ready to dominate yet, but if you get him around 4 or 5 on a team where he doesn't have to carry major,
You ain't getting Boozer past 3, bro. You ain't
No, I don't
you
think
ain't getting
so.
Boozer past 3.
I don't
Yeah,
I
think
understand
so.
that. What I'm
Booster's gonna
saying,
go
though,
two.
I think he should go 4 or 5. Is
Yeah,
why I
but you're
think
not gonna get him past 3.
You got
You're not gonna.
Caleb Wilson out of North Carolina that's coming out. You
Caleb's gonna
got
probably be
Williams out of
4.
Houston coming
yeah,
I think
out.
he's in the
Caleb,
top 5.
yeah,
I
Caleb's gonna probably be 4 or 5.
mean, I can
Yeah,
name 9, 10 that I won't be mad at.
yeah, bro.
Yeah, but
So
Which
think
is
about it.
why,
You the
as a
Mavs.
Knicks fan, I'm pissed off that the
Mhm.
Wizards are doing this buffoonery, man. This is
Yeah,
Yeah, but
hurting
the
me,
think
man.
Wizards are
about
going
it.
to draft a
If you the
foreign
Mavs,
player.
you sitting on
The
picks.
Wizards are going to draft a foreign player who's not ready, just like the
yeah.
foreign player they drafted
Now
who
I'm
wasn't ready.
like I know like I don't know if y'all watched any of the Kansas Arizona game,
A
which was
little.
a fantastic
That's it,
basketball game.
yeah, I did.
What the kid from Arizona, Pete,
Yeah,
Yeah.
like whatever like
He's
that.
good.
I,
He's
I
good.
like that. That was my first time really seeing Arizona this year. I like that. That kid's good.
No, so I saw them play UConn, and I was like, this kid, they could not stop Pete.
Yeah,
They
that
could
kid. That
not
kid's
As
stop
something
a
else.
him.
yeah.
freshman, though,
He's
man,
something
like
special.
I'm
There's a kid
actually.
from Marquette, Nigel Adams. That kid is good. There's a kid from Villanova. Is his name Kadena, something like that? His first name.
I haven't watched a lot of him, but the kid from St. John's, the center, he's a
Mhm.
sleeper. He's a sleeper hustle player.
Yes.
Like he's
So-
really good too.
This draft, honestly, once the draft is over, I'd say in the top 15, they're going to be 15 impact players in this first round.
Yeah, you could find you a good player in the first round that's going to come to your team and make an impact, especially in the back half of the draft. Like,
Unless you're the Knicks.
you could find but no, seriously, serious. You could find you a good rotation player in the 1st round, like
Yeah.
off the bat.
Hey Steve, I ain't gonna lie. I like what's the name from U of H too. And I'm
Fleming.
not gonna talk, yeah, I'm not
Fleming,
gonna
yeah.
talk about the team that is right in
Yeah,
his backyard. They probably
yeah,
gonna be like, we don't need
he's
him.
good. Of course, like I mean, my man AJ
You ain't
from
gonna lie.
BYU, he's gonna go 1 or 2 or whatever like that.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm not talking
Talk
about
about
that.
the kid from Michigan State. We didn't even talk about him. The high flyer
Yeah.
from Michigan State.
Yeah.
Are you talking about
Yeah.
Leonard Bong?
No. His name got a C in it. The kid
Oh,
from
I know you talking about. I can't
Illinois.
I can't
Yeah.
call his name right now
I know you
either. I'd have to
talking
look it up. I can't call his name, but I know Louisville's point guard. His name escapes me right now. I got to see them when they played Pitt the other day, and I was like, oh, that kid got some juice to him. But yeah,
Like I
like
said, if you got
man,
all
I
them
can
picks, man, and you add another piece with Cooper, man.
yeah, like
I'm not
like
mad.
if the Mavs somehow, some way fall into like Caleb Wilson, I would like that for them too, because like then you
I
take some
wouldn't-
of the you take some of the pressure off of Flag, and you let Flag kind of like be like the 3, which is I think like Flag. I think you put Flag at the 3, you put Wilson at the 4. I think you got something there with the Mavs. You know what I'm saying? Like put those
if you can get Lively back healthy,
Kyrie.
man,
If you
yeah.
get Kyrie.
What'd you say?
If they keep Kyrie, then
if they
I
keep
like
Kyrie, yes.
Yeah, keep Kyrie, and like I said, you can if Lively come back healthy, because I feel like he's the better option over Gafford. Like they got some. Like I said,
If I'm Kyrie, do you even try to come back this year or not?
No,
No.
you come back
No,
next year.
no, you do not. No,
not worth it.
I would not.
But what about the kid? What about the guard from Illinois?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I like that kid.
What's
yeah.
his name?
I'm
Wagler.
trying to.
Wagler.
I'm now.
Rigler or
Rigler?
something. I don't want to
Rigler.
butcher the kid's
Yeah.
name. It's something like that.
Keaton
Yeah, it's some-
Wagler.
yeah,
Keaton.
yeah.
His name is
He's a
Keaton.
big guard. Like he's
Yeah.
good. He's really good. That's what I'm saying. Like there's a lot of kids once you start thinking about but him, like the kid from Louisville, Mikel Brown.
Yeah, that kid from
Yeah.
Louisville, I like him a lot.
Like
I
the
like him
kid
too,
from
yeah.
Tennessee, the forward is really good. Ahmet, like there's
Ahmet,
a lot of good players in this
And
draft.
here's
Like
the
you
thing,
can't miss.
the majority of them are American kids, but it's gonna be the first draft in a while. And I think only the Wizards are gonna be stupid enough to draft a foreign player. Of your top 10 picks, 9 of them will be American college kids. That's gonna be the first draft in a long time.
I mean, there's a lot of good, but the kid from Michigan is really good. I like him, the big forward center kind of kid.
Oh, And
Um,
Elijah, what's his face's kid? The one from the Wizards with the guns. Um,
Oh,
You
he's
talking
Arenas.
about
Yeah,
out.
Arenas' kid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Reese
I don't think
kid?
Reeves Kid gonna come out. I think he's
I
gonna
don't think
stay.
he's gonna come out, but man, he been putting that USC team on his back, man.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Kanye
And you,
Anthony's not ready, but I think Arenas' kid is going to be arrogant enough to come out.
He don't
mhm,
need to.
I
yeah.
didn't
And I
say he needed to. I said he's going to be arrogant enough. There's a
yeah.
I
difference.
think Cayenne stays in one more year.
I know.
Yeah, I think you do.
And who's the center from Duke? Who's the
Oh yeah,
center?
that boy, he's pretty good too. I
He's
can't
pretty
remember
good,
how to
right?
pronounce his name, but yeah, he's pretty
Yeah,
good too.
I was
He's probably
watching
gonna
him.
go
Yeah,
top.
he's
He's probably
good.
gonna go by like top 12. 12. I'm gonna say
I think
12
he's
to
in the
15.
he's definitely in the 20s, but
Yeah,
yeah.
but he's pretty good too. Definitely,
And
definitely
then there
like live.
the fuck
Oh,
that kid, I can't remember his name.
Patrick
The point guard.
Nabunga, the second you talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty good.
there was one.
They got him
There's
going
the
to
point guard
OKC.
from Alabama I was watching against Kentucky. He was good too.
Uh, LeBron Philemon or something like that.
Yeah,
I'm butchering his name.
yeah. Like there's just
Or it
so
could be the guy who was out of college and went back to college, and now he's out of college. Maybe he'll get
Oh
drafted.
man, like
Oh
that
man,
that
don't
that
get me
kills
started.
me. I can't stand that.
mhm.
Like man, didn't you get drafted 3 years ago? Yeah, you're in the draft again. Like, come on, man. You was a second round pick then.
Yeah,
You was
they
third.
allowing that, yet they won't let Trinidad Chandler's get one more year. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's like
Dude, they just need to just cut it off. I keep saying it. Like, dude, if you can't make it in the NBA or the G League, go play in Ukraine or something. I don't know. Go
Yeah,
play
go play in
somewhere else.
China.
yeah, go play
Yeah,
in
Stephon
Turkey or
Marbury.
Spain or something like
yeah,
that. Go, you
somewhere.
know,
You can make a good dude. I actually know a couple of guys who played overseas. You can make a
oh
good
yeah,
living playing overseas, bro. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
Absolutely.
go play overseas. Quit trying to go
listen,
back and play with these college kids. Get it going. Get it going.
stop with the red shirt nonsense. You got 6 years. Period. In the story. You got 6 years.
I
That's
feel like
it.
that's too long.
Yeah,
I
but
feel like
Yeah.
see that includes a medical red shirt. That includes 2 medical red shirt years. You get 6 years to play. That's it.
uh
yeah.
I mean, I'm more the guy that's like I don't care if it's a medical red shirt because you're still on that campus, you're still learning, you're still training some type of way or something like that. Look, hey, you get if it's football, it's 12 games a season. Hey, look, you get 48 games. Look, if you don't play 48 games, you get up out of here. If you do, move it on. I mean, because like I said, I'm just
If a
one of
guy
the dudes.
gets
I feel
hurt
like
this season, you know what I'm saying? See, that's why I say 6 years.
because then you run into the point that you're getting 24-year-olds playing against 18-year-olds.
Well, no, because I just saw earlier today, like Montana, some kid from Montana's getting a
Yeah, I said
ninth
it.
year of eligibility.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
I said it. Yeah, I said it earlier. A ninth
Yeah, because
year.
he got like 3 medical red shirts, and then this happened and that happened in the COVID year. So it's like, huh?
We
But
still
that's
Get your
too
ass
much.
off of campus.
we still counting the
That's too
COVID
much. That's
year?
why I say 6 years. 6 years
Yeah,
count.
yeah. Like I mean, but it's like I mean, this is a guy who like he started in 2018. So yeah, you get the COVID, you throw the COVID year in there too.
That's
Okay.
It's
insane.
like if he's getting a ninth year of eligibility, yeah.
So
Like,
now
Man, what I
he's middle aged. we got a
26.
middle aged man
yeah, this
playing.
guy's like he's gonna turn 27 years old during the season. Like
Yeah, bro.
ridiculous.
Like, oh man, that's just my grandkids, man. You know what? It's nothing. Like I say, bro, dude, I told y'all it's turned into like Ice Cube on High Learning. He's like, man, I heard you a super senior. You've been here 6 years on a 4-year degree. Like, come on now.
But at
Like,
the
what
same
we
time,
doing?
if I can stay there and get that money, and I ain't got to come into the real world,
That's right.
do I blame them?
Pay me my money.
But if ain't nobody gonna
Run
force
me
you, I
my
feel like they need to
money.
be forced.
Because I'm old enough to remember when cats stayed in college for 12 years because they just didn't want to go out and try to get a job.
Yep.
At
I
that
know
point,
people
I feel
sitting
like
there right now.
at that point, I feel like you could be on campus, but you can't play sports, and that's
Oh,
just how.
no, they weren't playing sports, but I'm saying I know cats who stayed in school 12 years. They weren't
Oh, yeah.
doctors. Okay.
Yeah.
They just didn't want to go out to the real world.
But that's what I'm saying. Like you could be on because guys now they leave, they go to the pros. They can still go back and go to school. I feel like you can go to school, but you can't play sports if you getting a ninth year of eligibility, bro. Like I don't feel like you should be able to play sports.
That something like that has to be a unique thing. But that's why I say 6 years. 6 years includes 2 years where you just can't play. But after that
Yeah.
6 years go, it's a wrap.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean,
I
I
just
guess
feel like
this kid, and I can't call him kid, this grown ass man, like had like
So-
3 years where he couldn't play. So then, like I said, 3 years plus the COVID year. That's 4 years where
Fourth
he didn't
quarter.
play. So then it's like he uses other 5 years of eligibility. So then that's how you get the 9. Yeah.
I mean, dude, I just feel like I said, me personally, I feel like, man, after a certain point, you need to get out. You either age out or you game out, one of the two, and you should not be able to be in the league because at that point, think about it, you have every year you have incoming freshmen coming in, and if this guy's
Hmm.
staying, you holding up a roster spot. Like, dude, get your ass up out of here, bro.
Yeah, but that
Go
doesn't mean
either
Easier
you
said
play
than
there.
done,
have
though,
to put
bro.
him on the roster. That's on the coach at that point.
I'm
They're
just saying,
player
you need to.
coaches. That's all player
Yeah, but
coaches.
who? What? Like that's the. I'm like this. So that's the thing that people are talking about this Indiana team because it's always gonna be the haters come out because they saying it was a bunch of grown men and they're playing against kids and you had all these transfers and they
Okay.
granting 5 years
Yeah, and
and
they
six
beat those
years
kids
of
real good. They yeah
yeah,
they
you
beat
beat
them. They
those
beat them all. Like
like
yeah.
yeah
Hmm.
that's the narrative that they trying to put this I'm gonna say quote unquote asterisk on Indiana's championship was like yeah he turned around the program but it was with a bunch of grown men. Well, stop making it eligible for grown men to play with these kids. Like, come on now.
Playing
Like,
within the rules.
like hell, I can't even come back and be like, oh, you know what? I had one more year of high school eligibility because I only played from the sophomore. I got one more year
Yeah.
back. I'm a 45-year-old man. I'm
Yeah,
just
but I
gonna
mean it's
play.
stupid because if and I'm just gonna pick a random team. If Missouri decided tomorrow, like what, we gonna get a bunch of like guys who've been playing for like 5 years in college, and we gonna stack our team and do this and do that, and then like you can do it. They didn't do it with anything without the rules or whatever like that. Now again, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
you
but I'm
still could
just
have beat
saying,
them.
coach.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like whatever.
I hear we got UIL. What if I be like, oh, I'm a petition UIL because I thought I should have been a 5-star and I was a 3-star. I want to go back again. I'm 21 and play against these 16-year-olds and kick the crap out of them.
Hey, listen,
I look
if
at
they
it like
if,
that,
if they let you do it, do it.
dude.
Exactly.
But they need to put rules in place to stop you from doing it.
Bro,
Dude,
they
point
can't
blank.
put rules in place to stop coaches from doing the nonsense they doing.
It need to be rules in place. Like I said, I just feel like they need to put them in place to stop coaches from doing what they're doing, stop players from doing what they're doing. Because I don't want as just I'm gonna just put it like this, dude. If you are a parent and you know that your kid is 18-year-old and they go and play against football with dudes that's 26 and be on a college campus for 9 years, I'm not okay with that. No, bro, go kick rocks.
They just let a coach this late in the game go become the Rutgers DC. He was the head coach of I forget the name of the team. It might even be an FCS school. Recruiting, the recruiting portal, all that stuff is pretty much done. Now you gonna leave the team?
Yeah, but coaching and playing to me is two different things.
No, you just recruited these kids to come there and you just screwed them.
But I'm saying, but coaching and playing is two different things.
It's the same basic principle. It's the Wild West, whether it's coaches or players.
And that's what the NCAA have right now. They have the Wild West right now. They need to reel that in some and
But I'm
tell
not
these
going
guys.
to criticize players for taking advantage if I'm not going to criticize the coaches.
I'm saying both of them get the criticism, but the end of the day, it falls back on the NCAA and be like, look, man, how y'all all got degrees and y'all can't figure this crap out? Like, what the hell?
We ain't going down that rabbit hole of how stupid football
Yeah, but
players.
I'm just saying, like, dude, these are people. Think about it. These people are student presidents and all this other stuff, and y'all can't figure out this stuff. Like, you know what? I'm gonna go there. It's like when Chris Rock was saying about Michael Jackson. He's like, "Do you think it's okay for grown men to do this?" And he was like, "Yes." And he kept saying yes. And if he kept saying, "Man, if you don't get this dude up off of here," like, what in your right mind would think it's okay for a 26-year-old dude to go play football with a bunch of 18-year-olds? No, get this dude up out of here. Get him up out of here. No. Like I said, they need to. If you can't make a practice squad or a UFL roster or a CFL roster, then you go find a regular job at that point. 26. Go off into life and figure out what your next step is.
With that being said, let me get you guys out of here, man. It's been a great show, man. We covered a lot. We got a lot of stuff to get to on the next one, man. CK, you know what to do. Get us out of here, big dog.
That was a lot of fun tonight, man. I feel a little bit better. New York Yankees. Until Brian Cashman is fired, I'm a Mets fan. That's all I got.
Damn.
Jeez. Good night.
That's
I love it
diabolical.
though. I love it.
That's nasty work,
Hey,
man.
I don't know. I don't know what to
if you
say to
still
that.
listening, Unc, man, you know what?
Don't listen to him.
Um,
Don't listen to him. Next,
we got
coach,
I
coach,
got
give
an
us
extra Astros
inspiration and
jersey.
give
I
us a
can
W
send.
so we can get out of here. I ain't doing
I can
this.
go to the Astro store, man. I can send you a nice
See,
fitted
you see what I
Astro.
mean? You see what I'm
Yeah.
talking about? Kick him out of here. Get him the hell out of here. We're done. We're not doing this. We're not doing this.
All right, coach, you know what to do, big dog.
Yeah, once again, another fantastic Tuesday here on Total Sports with the execs. Like I said, see the show, share the show, all that good stuff. Make sure you tune in to Backstage Business, the best wrestling show on the internet, if I may say so myself. So definitely tune into that. Orange and Blue Skies coming up. Look
Monday.
out for that.
That's up Monday. Monday.
So make sure we might do a launch pad. I don't want to do one. These other two guys might want to do one.
You're gonna
I
do it.
don't want to do one. I'll participate maybe if they decide to do one, but it's like there's nothing else to be said about the Houston Rockets basketball team.
Hey,
Like I said, I have
we had a lunch pad last week.
Winning games.
We had a
Why are
lunch
you
pad
so
last week.
salty?
we want we want to win the championship, Barry. It's like you know it's like
There's level of expectation here. You know,
level
what I'm saying?
expectations. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, yes, the Rockets won tonight. It's like big whoop because like our general manager came out and said, you know what? I mean, once Fred went down, I mean, we kind of decided we're gonna punt the season. And it's like, okay, I wish they would have told me that 3 months ago before I spent so much of my free time caring about the Rockets. I could have been doing other stuff. Anyway,
with your 37-year-old superstar.
yeah.
You go out and get
Let's
you know
take
what?
a gap year with our 37-year. Anyway,
Watch my video I posted last week.
anyway, God is good.
All the time.
Make sure
Drink
y'all
your
drink
water.
y'all water. Stay hydrated. Get them dubs up because remember, Wu-Tang is for the children. I'm out.
I love Coach.
Larry, get us out of here, big homie.
Hey man, you know what? Hey, for those that didn't tune in on last week's show, the last 90 minutes was the launch pad. We forgot to rename the show. We forgot to
I should have renamed it.
Yeah, we should just renamed it. And continue watching us because Launchpad may or may not be back. We don't know. We need sometimes you just need that decompression time. Hey, that might be what's going on right now. Check out Barry's show. Check out the more things we're doing. Hey, like I say, man, I'm always a pleasure being on it with y'all, man. Look, and I'm gonna just say I'm out, man. Yeah, Barry got blood blowing around here, and I gotta send Uncle Astro shirt.
He gone.
He gone.
Get us out of here, big dog.
Now, a lot of things, listen, we got Backstage Business tomorrow. Next week, next Monday, we got the Orange and Blue Skies mid-season recap of the New York Knicks so far. Next week, we'll most likely have a special guest coming into Backstage Business, Johnny Photo from former WWE photographer, done a lot of great stuff. So we're looking forward to having that. We're getting guests, man. We're doing big things. We're getting it popping out here. So, like the show, share the show, tell your friends about us. Everybody's asking me about us. We're doing it all big, man. We're doing it all time. But I appreciate you guys. Peace.
Appreciate you, big dog, man. Yo, it's your boy Sirius repping that 412 and the 703, man. Such a privilege doing this show with these guys on tonight. Tomorrow, we are back in the building, Backstage Business, talking about everything around the world of the WWE. We may jump in a little bit of TNA, NXT, the whole nine, man. We're going to talk about it all. There's been a lot going on. Can't wait to chop it up with everybody, man. Thanks for everybody for rocking with us, man. My friends over at Nonsense and Deep Thoughts Podcast. My buddy Trev over at the Play Book Podcast. My homie Corey over there doing Bones to Life. I got a couple other friends that are, about to get in here, man. As my man Villain said, man, this table's big enough for everybody getting where they fit in. And with that being said, I always close out my shows like this, man. God is good, even though sometimes people are not. God bless you guys on the next one. Peace.